This video is going to be very important for those who are below 5'9". As I said, 5'9" is a height where you face things that are more of a downhill battle versus an uphill battle. And I did show evolutionary psychology studies, but a person on YouTube asked me a question, what to do if you're below that height? And he is below 5'9". He's 5'4", I believe. And he's like, oh no, I'm so short. I'm below 5'9". What am I going to do? And I do have a student who's very, very suicidal over this 5'9" thing too. And I want to make a video addressing the misconceptions. It is not insurmountable. So what can you do then? All right, I'm going to tell you exactly what I will cover today. I will talk about why it's not insurmountable. Okay, uphill battle versus downhill. Second thing I'll talk about is why you need to be 20 out of 35 and why you need compensation theory. Okay, looks is only one category. Next one, I'll talk about the extra 150 approaches for every single inch that you have that are less. I'll also talk about the inner game issues that gets created from this stuff. And lastly, I'll talk about, Todd Valentine versus Brad Askiss and why the different heights give them different pulls. In fact, actually even talk about that as the second thing. So, and lastly, I'll talk about the solution, how Elite 30, because in the Elite Playbook, one of my students that used it was 5'4". My best student is 5'4", and he got 150 lays with my training. 5'4" Filipino guy. And for him, he already had perfect social skills. And why do social skills matter? It is not about the vibe that is unlimited. It is the social skills. And lastly, he has perfect body language, the same fashion. Let's just get right into it because I need to get this information out there quickly. Why is there only one person here? What the fuck? All right, let's get to it. All right, maybe I'll redo this video because if people are not going to go here, actually, two people. Okay, let's start then. Let's finally start. Let's get right into it. All right, this is how it's going to help you. It's going to bring a lot of clarity. So first of all, 5'9" is a height that scientific studies also shows. And women, they also said they will not date someone that is below 5'9". That's what they say. But a lot of my students are actually below 5'9" who got laid. If you look at my site, johnelite.com, you will see a lot of the students are 5'5", 5'4", and some they still get laid. Lots of them actually. I'm probably only Daygame coach in the world that got so many short students laid. Probably the only one for Daygame. So you gotta think, right? For most PUAs, they're socially retarded. So for them, they don't have that much in the category of social skills. So the very first thing you gotta think about, if you are short, there are other areas to compensate in. As I said before, the first area you gotta think about is social skills. This is the area that's really lacking among short people. Social calibrations and body language, emotional intelligence in the game. The problem with short students is that when they're socially retarded because of Aspergers and Autism, hard cases and possible cases, they usually will not have this category. And they'll be very unconfident and they'll have inner game issues. So when they only focus on the game, which is from a tall, white or black looking Daygame coach, okay? If they're tall and black looking, obviously if they're tall, it's easier. If they're above 5'9", these dating coaches who are above it has no game. So for someone like the reason why Brad Askiss is able to pull more women home, although he only pulls 1 in 7 home for same day lays, which is very low odds, which sucks shit for him. The reason why Todd Valentine, because Todd Valentine is my height, he's 5'7", he's extremely short, and he doesn't have enough game. So for Todd Valentine, we have to do the math here. He looks, right? Todd is maybe around like 6, okay? Naturally, he's not super good looking, but he's not like terrible. Money is 0 because he dressed like a homeless fuck, all right? Race, okay, status is 10 out of 10. But the problem is that his game should be 4 out of 10 or above to get over that line. But unfortunately, Todd Valentine has never got a pull infield ever in his career. So he's now called Talk Bullshit Time. He's no longer called Todd Valentine. He's called Todd Bullshit Time. Give it a thumbs up if you like this. But Brad Ass Kiss, for example, his looks are, you know, you may say he's ugly, he's balding, but being bald does not affect my student results. I will show you bald students in the future. It is a big fucking bullshit. Okay? Let's do the math here. Yeah. So basically, over here, Brad Ass Kiss has a golden ratio of 72%. He's around 7.5 out of 10. He's not ugly. He's not as good looking as James Tusk. But his golden ratio is 72. He can get 82%, no problem. So the whole idea is, oh, the coach says he's ugly. But they're getting hotter women than their looks. Their universal attractive rating, they are higher in the golden ratio. Brad Ass Kiss, right, for his money, maybe he's wearing a blazer unlike Todd Valentine. So he might look like a 1 or possibly 2. You see that? Maybe 1.5 is to be accurate. If he's not wearing a blazer, whatever, but he wears Eastern Europe. Obviously, his status is 10 out of 10. So a 10 plus 7.5 is already like 17.5. This is already 19 out of 35. So Brad Ass Kiss game needs to be 1 out of 10. Unfortunately for Brad Ass Kiss, if you take away the money part, and his game needs to be like, if it's 0, minus 1.5, his game needs to be like 2.5, right? Let's just say that for the sake of argument, 2 out of 10. Does Brad Ass Kiss, does he get over 2 out of 10 for his game? No, because Brad Ass Kiss only has 2 testimonials for lay testimonials, and they are part of a mentorship program in Spain, third world Spanish country. And he had 3 coaches with him coaching. So therefore, it's not really all his testimonials. Brad Ass Kiss game is that shit. So the height does help him a lot because it adds to the looks. Does that make sense? So white people, their game is non-existent. It's this high golden ratio, is autism. And also, you know, Brad Ass Kiss has okay body language, okay emotions, a complete psychopath, but confident. But social skills are non-existent. So basically, he claims that he has 700 posts. 1,000 posts, which is bullshit, by the way. 300 minus 300 lays from Tinder equals 700. And he only closes 100. He only got 100 lay count for a day game. Okay, that's the minimum standard for a day game coach. Very, very low. So for that is 1 in 7. So for him, Todd Valentine so far has shown 0 posts. Does that make sense? Such a big difference in height. A 6 foot tall guy versus a 5'7" Todd Valentine. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 5 inches of height difference equals 0 pole infields. And Todd Valentine, if you think I'm just talking shit, you're talk bullshit time. You have no fucking infields of poles. You talk about in your video called, Insta-date to sexy time. But where are your same day late videos from approach to close? You walk her into a cab. So yes, height does matter. And the problem with listening to these coaches is that they have no game. They have no proof whatsoever. All right. So that's the first point. Let's talk about Brad Ass Kiss and let's talk about that. So basically, as you can see, it's like a mountain here, okay? It's either uphill battle. So it is a 5'8" and a half to 5'3". They have pretty much very similar compliance, but obviously the 5'3" and 5'4" students have it tougher. And for the students that are above 5'9", as I once posted, all my student results, they still get laid, but they get laid faster. I put like a green arrow or a green square, the yellow and red for the times they get laid. And there seems to be a consistent patterns of students who are above 5'9" who gets laid a lot faster. All right. So that is the first thing. Yes, height does make it an uphill or downhill battle, but height is not everything. Height is not everything. It is not insurmountable. All right. So that's the very first thing I want to say. And you need to be 20 out of 35. And a lot of the students who are very, very good, one of my best students is 5'4" and Filipino. So basically, the best way to really understand about the height issue is that imagine you're not 5'8", right? You are 5 foot. Okay, now you're 5'8". You're not 5 foot. That's if you are not having any sort of social skills. Let's say this category is gone. Like most PUAs and most dating coaches, unlike the inner circle, they actually do not have that much social skills. They don't have that much social skills. So we have to take this category completely out because most of them sounds like autistic robots. They sound like retarded. And they remember PUA goddamn fucking lines. They cannot do social skills. So they have to SMV it with their golden ratio and their looks. And maybe a little bit emotions to get over the line if you're tall black looking or tall white looking. Even if you're Indian and you look black, women will give you a black SMV, but they need a little bit emotions to get over that line. 20 out of 35. So if you're 5'8", this is plus 150 approaches, okay? This is discounting social skills, which they do not have. They use game as conversational skills, which is autistic as fuck. So if you're 5'7", okay? Let's just say you're not me, and you're not a professional dating coach who has a lot of skill. You will be adding another 150. That's normally, this is when you're completely Aspergers and autistic. That would be another 150. That's 300 more approaches if you are not learning my game, okay? If you're learning my game, it'll be cut to a fraction with Elite 30. And let's say you're 5'6". Now is another plus 150. You're like, shit. Now you can see in this range, right? When it gets shorter, 5'5". Okay, another plus 150. And even the student, before he trained under me, he actually, for the 150 lays, he used to approach a lot of girls a day. So he has reduced that after my training. And then 5'4", okay, another 150. Okay? And then 5'3". You get the point. So every single one of them, usually without my game, will add 150 approaches. And if you're going direct, it will be even lower, especially when you're down here. You'll get all nothing but flakes here. I hate to say it, but that's true. So if you're 5'4", for example, 150 plus 150 is 300, 600. That's 900, but minus that is around 800, somewhere like that. It'll be 800 approaches without my game, averagely. It doesn't mean to get laid, but at least to pull. It depends. But now you can see with every single height difference, it adds more to it. And of course, when you add social skills and social calibrations, the score goes up. Because if you were to think about it this way, this is the best way to think about it. If this is 2.5, okay, and 2.5, as you can see, Brad has kissed. His game was not above a 2, and Todd V, his game was not above a 4. Emotional intelligence is 2.5, and game is 2.5. So at some point, I'm not saying my game is at 2.5, but I'm saying at some point it'll cap off at 2.5. This is why when you're tall and black looking and you teach, right, you got to start using emotions to get a little bit more of that score to get over the line. Now it becomes 2.5 plus 2.5. So it becomes like this is the area where they focus on. This is the taller dating coaches who are white and black looking. They always talk about vibing it, emotions. But that's the problem with shorter students because they don't have the 5'9" height. They don't have a reduction in the approaches. So what happens is that they should be focusing on the top two areas. The shorter students should be focusing on here and social calibrations because you rather get 5 here. And because they usually have a bad vibe, because they're shorter, they'll have more mental issues. For example, you know, this is the potential up here. Okay, this is the action. This is the results, and this is the, let's see, belief. And the reason why shorter people has less belief in themselves is because of this formula. PARB, PARB. At first, they believe they have a lot of potential. So they start out with RSD, and they start with direct game or natural and direct, when they're naturally creepy. So what happens is they start spam approaching. They believe in themselves 100%, and belief is very important when it's paired up with the right skills. What happens is their actions, if it's not part of Elite 30 and Elite Playbook, their actions are not going to bring them results. So they'll start to have the results right here for R. And with the results, their belief will change. So when they start approaching again the second time, the second round, the second season, now they believe in themselves a little bit less. They still think they have a lot of potential. Then they take certain actions: bad fashion, lack of height, lack of muscle, lack of social skills, lack of body language, emotional problems. The results are shit. And for some of these people who are, one of my students, very suicidal. Okay, hope you do nothing stupid because you're not understanding this chart. I made it for you, so don't feel bad about yourself or beat yourself up. I'm making this for you. The results are lower, and for this student, I've noticed that they only, when they're approaching, they went direct at 5'4", and then because they learned from a tall coach, another Bradicus-like guy. This other guy learned from a French coach who was in France. His name's called David. Tall, good-looking guy. Jewish, but he looks white, so he gets a 10 out of 10 SMB. For him, he told this student he was too fucking short. And for him, he went direct. He poed during night game, but day game, he can barely get Insta dates, which is no big deal. And just like phone numbers. And now this student said, I saw this. Yeah, you saw what? A fucking poll and Insta dates? He's a tall guy that goes direct. So what happened with this student is he was only making approaches and his conversational skills for 1 minute. 1 minute does not equal Insta date. You need to be at least 6 to 8 minutes. 6 to 8 minutes. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to move her to an Insta date. So if he only has the social skills and the social calibrations to do 1 fucking minute, he should expect nothing but flakes because it's too goddamn short. Not the height, but the approaches. It's too fucking short. So basically, the results will be lower. And what will happen is his belief in himself, he'll start to blame the height. So the emotional problems will be minus like 50 now, okay? It's not like 2.5, it would be minus 50. And then he'll go back and he believes his potential is lower. So he keeps saying, what's the point? So this is what happens to short people that don't want to work out. And I'm telling you guys, before I had no muscle, so I had to learn nothing but game and all these other categories. I had to learn all of that because I couldn't gain muscles. But this year, you know, I've been getting a lot bigger. Every single time you see me in a new YouTube live, my other student is saying, John, why the fuck is your back getting so much bigger? Why is your back getting so much bigger? And you also, all that chin fat is melting away. And now I retain my looks because I'm able to burn the fat away. And at the same time, I'm able to get a wider back here. Okay? You're like, what the fuck, man? Now the waist is getting smaller than before. And that's the thing. These people are lazy. They don't want to put in the work. And even my student, who is 150 lays, puts in the work. See the questions. What's the difference between Aspergers and autism? I'm barely 5'9", but I can get away with it. He lifts. Hey, what's up? J.O., my superstar student. So I'll talk about all these questions, okay? Asperger's autism is only like on the spectrum. It's just like a little bit of autism, like Elon Musk. They're well focused. They usually get jobs like accounting or they get engineering jobs. These kind of people, very technical. They're only good at one skill. So other areas of the brain the one skill is bigger, narrow focus. Everything else shrinks. Does that make sense? So one side gets bigger, everything shrinks. And in the middle, the corpus callosum or callium, the part that's interconnecting left to right, what happens is that part gets smaller. So the signal gets weaker. Autism is emotional snowflake cunts. Most of the dating coaches are like that. They're sociopath autistic. So, and they're completely emotional, oversensory perceptions. They do not like being emotional. And that's the difference with autism. Autism sounds retarded when they talk. All right, let's get right back to it. So basically, as I was saying, okay, they usually go in a downward spiral. That's their belief. I'm just looking over what I wrote. 150, they need to compensate in other areas. So, fuck, I cover a lot of this shit. So what is the solution then? Well, first of all, the inner game issues are going to happen because if you chose the wrong coach. Do you think pickup is dead? It seems like no one cares about pickup on YouTube anymore. No, I don't think it's dead. I just think the coronavirus, people are scared because they're autistic. They have too much cortisol in their system. So what happens is that their brain shuts down because it feels like a super fear. It feels like a super fear. So therefore, they don't want to risk passing that on to their parents in case they live at home. And they don't want to risk, killing other people. But at the same time, they don't want to catch the coronavirus. But I got many things to get rid of the coronavirus. For example, these kind of things will help burn off the coronavirus. You know, UV lights. I also got like an N95 mask. I also got a mask for N95. This is real N95, KN95. This is right here. You're like, how the fuck you get this, John? And it's like very expensive. I got 5 of them. And I'll reuse them with a UV light. And also, I have something that opens up the mouth here. You see that? So I can talk. Is that cool? So for them, you have to adapt. And sometimes you got to be out there. If they're not wearing masks, you don't wear a mask, especially when you go to parks. So that's why pickup seems to be declined, but it is not dead. You know how many students I have right now that I'm teaching at once? So many students. So many students. They're joining a new program called the John Elite Access. Is 365 days. And I give 2 pieces of advice to people. And I've not made a sales letter for this. I make 2 pieces of advice every single day. For example, there's a student who joined here. And I give you like a 5-minute strategy. If you ask me a follow-up question, that's 2 questions. But if you ask me 2 separate questions, you can get every single day the John Elite Access. Holy shit, the most powerful fucking course now. This is for the people that needs more one-on-one help. Even with the inner circle, it's like a Netflix. This is more like a subscription where you have consulting from my brain. You're having access to this. You don't need to be coached. I will not coach you back and forth, but I'll give you the strategy and you do it and you can transcribe it. How much does John Elite Access cost? $365, $1 a day. How much is that worth to you to have John Elite strategies? In 2 or 3 days, you already solve most of your problems. And these are for the people that cannot afford a Skype like you, Laurie Guru. You know, you're the tall black student that got 2 legs and don't want to make me a video testimonials. You're not. But my other student over there, my superstar, you know, the guy with 20 legs and 2 girlfriends is here, J.O. He's part of it, okay? He's going to get more legs during COVID-19. I'm saying this in front of the world. So there's no problem. You are so handsome, man. No, it's not I was so handsome. I lost a lot of body fat. You see that? And I used to be very ugly. If you look at the last few YouTube lives, I got like really chubby. I have lost all the body fat, even in the face. I've done some crazy shit. I have not taught J.O. everything, but I taught him how to bulk up so you can get back his protector status and pre-selection. But yeah, I have definitely increased my looks in terms of muscles, and I'm not on steroids, guys. I don't recommend steroids. You cannot see any needle marks in my arms. You see that? Not in my legs, nothing like that. This is not a needle mark. It's just a, see, there's nothing here. It's just a pimple. But there is no needle marks whatsoever. See that? So I'm not on steroids, but I've cracked the code. I finally used my brain into different areas and consulted with people. I even consulted with a new coach. So for the students that need the workout plan, John Elite Access, I'll give it to you. I have a workout plan for the V shape, okay? And the students who are short does not do this. And I also have a plan for getting you ripped. I'm not ripped. I have no muscle definition. You see that? 0. But now I got fucking abs and shit. You see that? Like a little bit chubby here. I've been melting all this fat away for some reason within the last few videos and having abs in less than like 4 days. It seems impossible, right? But John Elite is smart. He can crack the code. How long is a new program for? 365 fucking days. And the only way you can join John Elite Access is if you already have the Elite 30 program at the minimum, or Elite 30 Elite Playbook. Everyone else can go fuck themselves. I'm only taking students that already have my programs, so that way I can keep them accountable. I can keep them accountable for 365 days. And you're like, holy shit, John, why didn't you come up with this earlier? That's what the students said. The students, I said, do you want to join? They're like, fuck, John, why didn't you come up with this earlier? I did not have the foresight. And also now, instead of focusing on products, my products are the only ones that work during COVID-19. A 5'4" student got a girlfriend during COVID-19. It already works. 5'4". So why would I reinvent the fucking wheel? It already works. And I'm going to update Elite 30 and Elite Playbook by adding 1 or 2 more videos for each. So every year you get updated for life. And then if you have the John Elite Access, you can tell me exactly, John, what is the next step? You can ask me, what's the next step? So the next step is like, you got to do this. You got to go through module 2 and get a notebook. Maybe the next step, as I told J.O., is here's the exact workout plan. You must follow these exact 4 steps, and you will gain so much muscle in such a short time. In 1 month, you'll be so big, your legs will be short. Everyone has a different specific plan. And that one strategy, even one of them, is well worth $365. They're like, John, this thing should cost 1,500. Are you crazy? And I thought to myself, you know what? If they're part of John Elite Access, I get more testimonials. And you're like, this is a stupid fucking plan. Inner Circle, a subscription service like Netflix. This is another subscription. What the fuck are you doing, John? This is not like what people do in the red pill industry. No, this is not what they do. But this is what I do. And if it's a stupid plan, it's a stupid plan. Okay? But I like it. I enjoy it. I enjoy teaching the students. So what do you think about heel lifts? I think heel lifts are fucking stupid because they only give you 1.5 inches of height. They do go lower. Elevator shoes it is. All right, so let's talk about solutions. So we know Brad Ass Kiss, and we know these tall looking Negro coaches who are like, you know, like Justin Wayne and stuff. If they're above 5'9", they have no fucking game whatsoever. They have no game. And yes, I am like decent looking, and this does help me a great deal. My golden ratio is above most of the dating coaches. It's unfair. My Pakistani mentor and I are 85%, and you can see my looks are coming back. So therefore, it is a huge tactical advantage for me, but I am still short. So that's not everything. So I want to talk about the solutions, because one of the students is very suicidal and very, very upset. And there was another student on YouTube. Okay, I'm going to look at his comments and I'm going to answer them right now to give you as much solutions as I can think about. If I make this video too long, he says, what if I'm 5'5", 4 inches elevator shoes are too uncomfortable? Well, you do need elevator shoes. Second of all, holy shit, this is devastating. I watched this whole thing. It's so demoralizing. I had a video talking about 5'9", but I also told him that there's another video on it talking about height where I show all my student results. I show all of my student results. And it was called, let me see on my YouTube videos. The video is called Daygame, Why Height Matters. Why tall daygame coaches have no skills. And it's true, they don't have the skills. That's what you got to work on. Okay? And so your shorter students are giving up. Holy shit. I'm 5'5". It hurts a lot knowing I'm going to have to give up the elevator shoes to get me up to 5'7". Still not. So this guy wrote me down on YouTube right now, just today, 5 hours ago. And he says, you always, I've seen your Filipino 5'5" student getting 150 lays in Australia. And that helped me get over that shit going on in my mind regarding, but this video has something like fucked me up. It's not here to fuck you up. It's not here to make you feel worse about yourself. All this stuff is to realize that you got to compensate in other areas. Those already have Elite 30, Elite Playbook, who gives get access to new additional videos. That's correct. John Elite Access is a separate course for 365 days where you can contact me on Skype. On the WhatsApp. And I will say to you a 5-minute strategy, 2 to 5 minute strategies, 2 of them. Okay? But I will update Elite 30 and Elite Playbook. For real, guys. So you never have to buy another goddamn course from these tall 5'9" and above, tall whites and black looking people who don't have any COVID-19 lay testimonials, who basically has less testimonials than me. I have 443. I am so far ahead of the pack. I'm so far ahead of the pack. They're not even close. It's not even close. It's ridiculous. The world's best day game coach, me, is going to give you guys the solutions. So basically, what is the solution? So we have to look at why the 5'5" student did so well. Let's do the math. Our 5'4" Filipino student, who was my best student, a superstar. Okay. Oh yeah, my 18-year-old student who lost his virginity and got a second lay, also in Spain, in one of the United States. He said, John, what the fuck happened to you? In 3 videos or a few, you have gone really chubby to really skinny, and your back is looking huge as fuck. How the fuck are you doing this? I gave him the strategy because he is also part of the John Elite Access. If you want to be part of John Elite Access and this mentorship every single day, where I don't have to spend too much time answering your questions, and I don't have to go back and forth giving free advice and you feel guilty about it. If I gave you free advice, now you have me for the whole year, and you don't have to use it every day. You can use it once a week. You get your investment back. So let's talk about my other student and why he kicks the shit out of all these other people. So his looks are not that high. He was very offended when I said he wasn't good looking. He wasn't. Let's say, for example, his looks was only like 5.5. Good fashion. So with his fashion, maybe around 6. Because he dressed the same way and he has the same clothing as I do, blazers, all that shit. His money, because of his job, is actually closer to 2.5. You understand that? He may be Asian, so that's 1 out of 10. Okay? But his Instagram, his social media is actually pretty good. So that will raise him up at least a few points. Okay? So social media at least gets him like a 3.5 or something like that. So basically, 6, 7, 8, 9.5, 10, 11, that's 12. Okay? So it's 12.5 or 12. And then what's left over to 20 is 8. So is his game above 8 out of 10? Well, first of all, you got to think, where does he get his game above 8 out of 10? Before, it was not above 8 out of 10. His social skills is the full 2.5. He can navigate a social circle. This is why I tell my students to practice the TV show Friends. By talking back and forth. The way you talk, like, hey, Rachel, how's it going? You know, I'm having a very bad day. You know, you're looking very sexy right now, if I can say so myself. This is how white people talk like, especially from my other Indian student who took Elite 60, and he said, all white people do talk like that in that part of Canada. All the people he's around are white. They're very expressive. White people are expressive as fuck. So for him, because he's using my fashion, he has perfect social skills, 2.5. Emotionally, he is very like angry sometimes because he thought I was insulting his looks. Another one of my other students just took that part of the quote out of context, but that's not what I mean. I say a lot of good things about him. But his emotions are very good because he's very alpha. He posed like a Filipino. Filipinos are kind of very dark triad, sociopathic, and they are aggressive when they pull. And that's a good thing. It's like a bulldog. They bite and they never let go, like a pit bull. They pull her without giving a shit what she thinks. It's not about being more emotional intelligence for him. So this is not the highest. This is not 2.5. This is probably more like 1 out of 10. Okay? But regardless, it was 1 out of 10. Regardless, it was still not bad. So for you, you need to not give a shit what the woman thinks. You need to steamroll over her if you're short. You need to stop giving a fuck. And you need to maximize social skills. His body language is the full 2.5. So that's already 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10. You see that? That's already 6 out of 10. His game was basically 1 out of 10. Okay? Before. Because he was using Justin Wayne's game. Justin Wayne only has 8 testimonials. So it's not about direct game. Just because I say direct does not work. Justin Wayne has like a direct, neutral, and indirect. But because he goes direct, he cuts out all the testimonials. And when you use romance, you cut out all the testimonials. I'm not saying Wayne game is the solution. And I used to be a Wayne. So that is not the solution. It's very dangerous too, because there's a direct component in it. It's a combined hybrid method of adaptation that's going to get you the results, which I'll talk about later. But for now, let's talk about that. So I taught him my version of my game, the Asian sexual connection. So what happened was he got the full 2.5. Before, he would have done close to a few hundred approaches. Over the week, he'll do 500 approaches. Okay? He'll get 2 pulls during Daygame. That was his old stats before. And sometimes it equals a lay, sometimes it equals a pull. He claims he got same day lays before then, but not in Daygame. I was the first one to teach him. That's a fact. So never fucking confuse. But give me credit where it's due. So my game is maxed out. My game's already maxed out because he's already maxing out all the other categories. Now he's getting a 2.5. That's 7.5, and that's 8. So he basically brought it down to a few approaches. In less than 3 days, he got 1 lay. Okay, 1 lay. After like a few more days, 5 days, he got another lay. Okay. Fuck, this ink is disappearing. And then after that, fuck. Okay, he got another lay. He got 5 lays during 3 weeks, and he quit Daygame to learn night game, and he went to social prime or something. I don't know. Bullshit. So social prime, tall, good looking, low golden ratio, ugly women. That he gets. But I don't have any beef to pick with him now. I do not like him. But at that time, he still showed me his Daygame testimonial. He secretly sneaked them out to me. So I was able to get the screenshots, and I could see, like, where his results were. But you can see he lowered 500 down to like 5 lays during that 3 weeks because he get all these components. And the problem with the mental illness, let's compare him to the student that's very suicidal. Okay? And I'm telling you guys, if you're watching this, I do not want you to do anything bad or drastic, okay? Because you're not like the other student. He doesn't want to put in the work. The other student is more delusional, like many mental illnesses. Sociopathy, narcissism, autistic, Aspergers, all of it. OCD, perfectionist, ADHD, cannot focus on what I'm saying. He takes 3 weeks to do the things that I need him to do. And lastly, delusional, completely 100%. And depression, 100%. So this is what happens when you got two fucked up parents. When you have two parents that are sociopaths, usually what happens is you have more of the mental illnesses on the chart. And I also have another student who's 5'8", Vietnamese. He's unteachable. Every single thing for the Vietnamese guy, okay? Let's say that's him. He's like a virtual reality goggles here, okay? Let's just say that. Virtual reality goggles. So when he talks to the women, let's just say this is the women, okay? Every single time she's giving a face like this, like a frown, like a half smile that's fake with very stressed out looking eyes. He says he cannot read the facial expressions. Both students cannot read the facial expressions or the social cues, which is part of Asperger's. And that's also part of autism. Both students. One believes in himself 100%, the Vietnamese student. I told him to fuck off for a month to work on his accent. Even if he believes in himself, right, and he takes a lot of action. The thing is, both of them are non-changing. That means they always do the same shit, their actions, because they're stubborn. Because they're not like easy case, okay? Easy case, normal case, hard case, impossible case, and unteachable case. I told you, people that are easy cases get laid within 1 or 3 days, exactly like the 5'4" Filipino student. People who are normal cases ask more questions. They're more like non-PUAs. They join Daygame, take a boot camp. They get girlfriends, they get laid and stuff, but they take a little bit longer. They take a week to get laid, a week or 3 weeks, okay? For hard cases, it takes about 3 to 6 months to get that laid, okay? Polling could be any time. It could be 2 weeks, 2 months, but the lay usually takes around that long. And no, you don't need no goddamn 6 months to mastery course, because no matter what, you automatically. Lastly, impossible cases or unteachable cases. These guys don't make any changes. And the reason why is because in his mind, when a girl is stressed, we analyze his infield in the inner circle. What we have found is that when she's talking, he sees a positive reaction. So in his bubble right here, he sees everything that's going well. So he believes that in his mind that he's confident. He's talking really, really well. He's using good game. But in reality, she's seeing nothing but autism because he can't stop interrupting her. He always talks about himself and he interrupts her nonstop. Interrupts. And it gets more and more autistic as he starts stuttering near the end. He believed that I recorded his audio, okay? And he told me, John, I thought I sound pretty good. I improved my accent. I spent 1 or 2 weeks, as he told me to fuck off. And I recorded his voice on my computer and I played it back to him. I said to him, do you know that you talk like a retarded fuck still? And he said, oh my God, I thought I improved. So this is where the delusions come in, because the senses are all fucked up or you're delusional. And I said, shit. And I said to him, imagine that I was talking to him, okay? I'm over here. I'm talking to him. Everything I'm saying to him in his ADHD delusional mind, he's like, yes, John, yes, John. He believed I have rabbit ears, okay? Like this. He believed I have rabbit ears is like Alice in Wonderland or some shit. And I'm just going like, walk, walk, walk in his dream, walk, walk. And he's like, yes, John. It makes sense in his deluded dream inside his mind. But then when he realized it, I said, repeat back what I just said. And you know what he said? I have no idea, John. I was like, what the fuck? I spent like this much time teaching you. I know, but I didn't get it. I was like, fuck. Even my 18-year-old student who just lost his virginity, 18 years old, that white guy, I told him to read a book. And I say, repeat to me back what you learned. He's like, oh, I forgot. But I read it. They're all like that. They have a Swiss cheese brain because all five senses are fucked. Their sights have been hijacked because they cannot read the female facial expressions. That's why they always think they're getting positive reactions. This is why you see number close videos or brat ass kiss videos or Todd Valentine videos, and you think that women is giving them positive reactions. The reason why women, when they give you positive reactions, is because imagine I was trying to sell you on something like this mask. You do not want to buy it, so you start to give positive reactions because you don't want to actually hurt my feelings. Those who already have Elite 30, who gives up new access. Okay, so basically, if you don't want to buy something, what you would do is like, oh yeah, that's a great N95 mask, right? Or this kind of mask, right? And then, oh yeah, it's great. You don't want to buy, you don't give a fuck. Oh yeah, just send me an email, right? Just send me an email, and then we'll move forward. Yeah, sure. And they flake on you. It's exactly the same thing as women's flaking on you. The same thing as women flaking on you is because you look at the positive reactions. And then when you look at Todd Valentine, for example, you think, oh, Todd's getting positive reactions because he's being cocky funny to the girl, right? He'd be cocky funny. So, okay, another student. So I'll show you Todd Valentine's body language and why he cannot get laid or get in the field. Okay, so we'll look at one screenshot at a time. Okay. And you're gonna be shocked. So the first screenshot we look at here for him, hold on a second, is that big fucking hunch right here. Take a look. All right, I drew in a red arrow. He needs a chiropractor. He's not gonna get laid doing that. Second of all, you can still see the hunch here. So you think he has good tonality? She's being cocky funny. He's getting positive reactions. So compliance is better than interest. That's a very good thing to talk about. Indicators of compliance versus indicators of interest, because mystery method talked about IOIs. So they believe, because a lot of the people are autistic, they believe if she's giving these false positive reactions, you can see with Todd Valentine how low value cuck behavior. Look at the women, they're giving positive reactions. She wants to walk away, but he looks confident to you guys in these number codes videos that go nowhere. And you're like, what the fuck? You can see it. He just looks like a low value cuck. The taller guys like Brad Ass Kiss and James Tusk and other people like me will have a better body language because we get laid. And him, he can't do it. So that's why he looks like a low value cuck. It's very simple. He has no fucking chance in Daygame. And his value is not above 4 out of 10. So this is why he has no pull infields. Now you guys are understanding it. So positive reactions versus positive compliance. Mystery method created positive reactions. He called it IOI. So what they're getting here is IOI. Instead, what you want, from what Johnny Lee says, is called IOC. IOC. So IOI means indicators of interest, or what they call choosing signals, which alpha male strategies talk about, which is bullshit, by the way. Because the problem is that if you depend on the women with choosing signals, and he's a 6'4" black guy, okay? If you're waiting for choosing signals, it's not going to work. Because sometimes when I look at scientific research, and John's a scientific guy, it turns out that women who are in a relationship, but they're always looking at other guys, are going to dump the guy. Isn't that weird? When a woman's always looking at other guys, she's looking to trade up. That's actually a scientific study. And they have been very accurate with their predictions. So if you depend on choosing signals, and Todd Valentine is so shitty at game, he just said for his Insta date to whatever sex or sexy time, he says you should look for the women who have nothing to do, who are sitting down, is the only ones you can same day lay. That is a complete bullshit, because in front of the bootcamp students, I'm able to do that on the first approach. And the woman may not necessarily be sitting down. She could be the first one that's, even in a group sometimes, she could be the very first one the student approaches and I join the student. So there's a game of conversions. And this is what the self-proclaimed high lay count guy talks about. Oh, it's more about leads, 10%, whatever comes out on the date or whatever bullshit. Notice I didn't say like closed. I talk about coming on a date, 10%, Paul Jenka. These guys are tall, autistic, and they have no social skills. My Pakistani mentor has 2 girlfriends now, 2. He's approaching less, but he's converted too. He used to have 15 fuck buddies. He had to get rid of them. Now he has 2 girlfriends. You know, and they're gonna eventually sell the inner circle players naturals mansion, the high value naturals. But for him, he has perfect social skills. So let's talk about my Pakistani mentor versus these people. He's not going. He's getting indicators of compliance. IOC. If you get compliance, it is better that she frowns the entire way, and you pull her home and you fuck her, rather than her giving positive reactions. You want positive compliance. My Pakistani mentor is, when you look at him, for his looks, he's not super good looking, but he's tall, wide shoulders, and women find him attractive. He may, in his golden ratio is 82%. Okay, I would say his looks maybe is like maybe it's 6.5, maybe 7, because his fashion is better than mine. He knows all the expensive fashion, so 7, not super high, not super low. His money, he's a millionaire. It's probably 3 out of 10, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're like, fuck, it's already 10. Holy shit, man. So now you're looking at his race. He's Pakistani. He's already 6 out of 10. You see that? But he has a mansion. He has a cool lifestyle. He showed me a picture with him in a helicopter and 30 women, like a damn Brazilian lifestyle, without paying for it using the government's expenses. So his lifestyle, if he's 6 out of 10 for Pakistani looking, dark skin, he's already above 3. So his lifestyle puts him about like 10, already 10 out of 10. He doesn't even need any game, but his game is closer to a 10 already. That's a scary thing. His game is a 30 out of 35, guys. He's the highest one in the world. My Pakistani mentor game, 30 out of 35. Holy shit. It's only the 5 are a little bit lower because his looks are not that good, but the golden ratio determines the women's results. When you look at the women I've banged, the hottest ones, they're usually within my golden ratio. But if it goes above his golden ratio, they become resistant. This is why when he goes for 10 out of 10s, they get a little bit more resistant. But when he goes for 9 out of 10s, he's 82%. He can get up to like a 9.2. But when it's above like the 10, it becomes resistant. Now does it make sense? You're like, what the fuck? What the fuck? So that's why I told people arrow theory. I was wondering why is his shoulder so wide? But he denies it. He believes it's his vibe. Because he gets laid so much, he gives off a different emotional intelligence. His emotional intelligence, he's a manifester. He believes with the right mindsets, he only has like 1 or 2, that he'll manifest the right vibe. And he does not believe in being emotional equals vibe or everything that happens in your life. He believes it's a byproduct of your lifestyle. So if you make a lot of money, it shows up in your vibe. If you are around a lot of women, you become less needy, it shows up in your vibe. And most PUAs, most of the dating coaches are depressed snowflake cunts. They are delusional and they're depressed. Most of them are moody. Women cannot see the mood because the woman only sees the value. The woman only sees all this shit. So what should I tell the other guy to do? I told the other shorter student who's very suicidal is that he needs to work on the emotional intelligence, his mindsets, his belief in himself. And he needs to change the game, and he's unchangeable. Because in his mind, the biggest difference is the students who gives me the audio when they do their courses for Kaizen and stuff. They always tell me that they cannot hear their own mistakes in their tonality. So when he's reading something,
you need to be in control, but not controlling. When I was still dating, sometimes women would start to have a history.
Okay, so that's like not that good, but that's passable. But when I heard his infield, right, it sounded autistic as fuck. So now it's like
saying things like,
now it got worse.
Always your way. And I would say, I'm glad you remember the rules. It's my direction in life. And I don't care what they say.
See, that's the problem. He didn't improve. That's an old one versus a new one. After a whole week of practicing on reducing his accent, he got better after spending 8 hours a day, and then he did not practice for the 9th day or the 8th day, 56 hours. One day he didn't practice. Guess what? Everything went crashing down. That's the problem. They're not teachable because they're stubborn. That's the sociopathy part. But no, it's not about more emotions equals vibe or anything like that. That's just tall Negroes or tall looking Negroes telling you that vibe, because that gets them over the line. Women only looks at value, golden ratio, race, height, and social skills. So I would say to the other student who's short, okay, both of you have the same mental illnesses. Both of you have the same virtual reality, like where you think everything is like going well. What I would say is that work on the social skills, but he doesn't want to put in the work because they're lazy. It takes 3 weeks to do something. It took this guy 1 week to pass one exercise in Kaizen. It took the other student who's suicidal exactly 7 days. 7. So for them to make an adaptation, right? Easy cases adapt in 1 day or less, maybe 5 tries. Normal cases take a little bit longer. Hard cases take a little bit longer, and impossible cases take a little bit longer. Hope that makes sense. They all have a different speed of implementation. Outside of the SMV, you also got to think about the mindsets, the things that move things forward, the drivers inside your mind. And when you have too much hardware problems, you must supplicate it with ashwagandha. You must supplement it with vitamin D for autism. And also you need to supplement it for omega-369. And even if this guy takes like 3 omega-369 or 4 before training, he still cannot focus. And he acknowledged now that he was delusional for the Vietnamese student who's 5'8", and he is not that good looking. So like I said before in the video, you better focus on looks, muscles, or height. This is why I reconfigured my SMV, and this is why I bulked up. Yeah, this is why I bulked up. And the students are wondering, what the fuck happened to you? But like I said, I have no muscle definition. I have got a second workout plan. I paid the guy who given me the first plan when I met Dan Pena. I went all the way to California, and he had diabetes as a weightlifting coach. So he was not able to gain muscles as quickly, insulin problems, stuff like that. But he wrote a plan for me that I use for the boot camp students. That's how they get so big before the boot camp. In less than a month and a half, they balloon up like I do. For me, it took like 6 months. And then all of a sudden, bamboo, like takes 6 years to grow. And all of a sudden, after 6 years, in 2 weeks, they grow 60 feet. The problem with the impossible cases is they're not putting in the work. They're always looking for the results right away. Therefore, because they don't put the action into it, and their belief gets fucked. They want a shortcut for everything. They always want a shortcut, but the shortcut is the long cut. The shortcut is the long cut. The long cut is the shortcut. This is the shortest cut I can give you. Elite 30. One student on Skype wants to do a Skype. He's been practicing Elite 30. Okay, he still got flakes, but that's okay because that's the foundation. You're supposed to, for some people who have more work to do. And then you use the playbook afterwards, and he'll knock it off the fucking park. But before he does that, you got to build a foundation. You got to let the bamboo grow. Sometimes it's like a big boulder. You have to hit it 100 times. You see those people in prison? Ping, ping, ping. You wonder why do they hit a boulder 100 times? You're like, they're stupid. They're fucking stupid. 100 times, nothing happens. 101, guess what happens? It splits right in half. You're like, whoa, shit. If you understand this mentality, and I use it for working out, for 6 months, I didn't see a single muscle growth. And now I'm going to get even bigger. Next time you see me on YouTube Live, this will get smaller. This will get even bigger, like another centimeter. Next video is going to get bigger. And I'm not on steroids. As you can see, there's no needle marks. Okay, if I could take off my pants and show you my leg, I have no needle marks. John Elite has figured it out. He's using mental filter. So that's what I recommend for the other student. You got to practice the body language, which he refused to do. It takes forever. He doesn't do shit. And he just keeps blaming it. And I get it. Sometimes people have gone through a very tough time. You got parents who are very mentally abusive, physically abusive. Okay? And they go through a lot of shit. But it doesn't mean excuses. Like, when you're too emotional and you're too offended, both of the students, the Vietnamese and him, are very offended. As soon as I give them advice, their face goes like this. So I would say stop being offended, because when you're offended, that's autism and narcissism. High self-esteem and low ego. Low ego equals high, low self-esteem equals high ego. Low self-esteem equals high ego. So that becomes more painful. We have a generation of snowflake cunts. It is not insurmountable. I would suggest he puts in the work. I would also suggest for him to work on his social media. So for him, his looks is around 5. Okay, I help him trying to improve his looks elevator shoes, working out, but he went with his own plan. This is where delusions affect you, because not only am I way bigger than this guy and I got way more abs and the fat's disappearing. You see that? How the fuck does this big chunky thing disappear? This will disappear around like in 2 weeks, all of it. I'll have no body fat. Abs out of nowhere. In less than 3 days, abs show up after I bought the ab machine. You saw it in my videos. Like, what the fuck? What's going on, John? Have you figured out how the body works? If you can actually sell a course like this, you can make millions of dollars that you have figured out for even as small as Asians. Yeah. And you can see the muscle growth here. You can see there's a bump here. I never had any back muscles before. Now it's like, what the fuck? He should have went with my workout plan. He keeps hiring the wrong people, like David, this fucking French fuck. He keeps hiring the shitty coaches, and he thinks he knows everything. He never lets me take control of the steering wheel. I would say if he did exactly everything I said, he'll do fine. But if it took him 1 week to get one number closed, rehearsal down, then the speed of implementation is too slow. His money is like, 1.5. He's dressed well, but at the same time, he doesn't look super rich. That's why I'm go watch, a go Rolex like this. After that, his ethnicity, because he looks Italian, is like 6. But because I told him wear blue contact lenses to move it to 10, but it's still 6. Okay? And lastly, his game is 0. Everything's 0. 0 social skills, 0 social calibrations. Emotional intelligence defeats it. And game is non-existent because he goes direct. In 1 minute, he expects the number close and expects her to jump on his dick. 0, 0, 0, 0. It's not to embarrass him. I think it's better that he listens to real reason that other people see too. So if that's 0, right now his game 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean 6, 7.5. Okay. 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 12 out of 35. So what I suggested to him was that he wears this watch that will raise it up. Dress more expensive, to at least 2.5 for money out of 5. Whereas looks, working out with my workout plan, which he dismissed. When you dismiss Johnny Elite stuff, right, for the actions, you'll fuck yourself over. Okay? You cannot take rejections now. And for the status, if you wear blue contact lenses, it'll be 10. You see that? 10 plus 2.5 is 12.5 plus 9.5 is 17.5. And his game is at 0. So if he moves his game up a little bit, he can get above the line. But he doesn't want to do it. He takes 2 weeks to get a hairstyle change, the hair color change. 2 fucking weeks. And he says, I'm still doing it. You see the problems that when you're not following it and you're controlling your own steering wheel, you will burn yourself out and you pick the wrong coaches. You only have an expiration date. If you just listen to everything I said, and that's why I have so many students already part of Johnny Elite Access now. I think about 3 or 4 students already. I just made the course yesterday. I already have 4 people join. It's crazy. One student is kind of like a little bit hesitant, but I know how to deal with it because I think it'll be good for him. So we're super busy. We'll work today. Early off tomorrow. We'll sure look at everything. So we might have 5 students already. 5 students. They all want to be part of Access because they don't want to use up their Skypes. If they use up their Skypes, then they're $300 each for Johnny Elite's mental filter. For Johnny Elite's results, student results, because the thing is, I'm the only day game coach in the world that has students late their day game. 3 of them got girlfriends, 1 of them just got laid. 1 got laid in social circle, and 2 of them pulled. The only day game coach in the entire world. Brad Askis has 0 day game late testimonials for his products and 2 for an immersion program where he had 3 coaches with him. 1 short Indian fuck and also like a Latino fuck. So none of it's really his. Their game sucks so much, but his height. If he wasn't tall and he was like Bradicus was 5'8.5" and he was doing all this shit, you'll be fucked. You have no results, no pose. You'll be just like Todd Valentine. So I rest my case. So for that student, if he doesn't work on his social skills, he's just being lazy. He's just taking the easy way out. I suggest you don't take the easy way out. Suicide is never the answer. In a couple of years, if you do what I say, you get your lays, and afterwards you can worry about getting a girlfriend. Maybe he just wants to be loved. But I tell him, It's not to embarrass you or to push you further into that. I want to encourage you that there are so many students with results that have gotten laid with my coaching, and he doesn't want to look at it. Unteachable cases never. It's not never. It's more like a really, really long time. So when you look at my student results, okay, and we already gone past this, okay, how many of my students, he doesn't want to look at it. He doesn't want to look at it, but it's not insurmountable. It's not insurmountable. So let's just go through the testimonials. Let's load them up. So like I said, how many short students got laid? It takes a long time to load my site now because there's just too many testimonials. Give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up if you like this video. It's very important that you do. Okay. So I actually posted Brad Ass Kiss his fucking testimonials here. See that? This is his testimonials, all of them, and only 2 students got laid, but he put it in his course for Daygame, even though it's from the immersion programs, because he has no students laid during his Daygame product. So if you buy a bundle with his Daygame product in a Tinder course, you will not get laid. It'll fuck more people over for the actions. Toronto will fall, just like Jan Lifestyle. Direct game is cancer, guys. Cancer. It is a death sentence. And I saw another Indian guy on the Facebook groups. He was talking about how he's getting rejected all the time by going direct. And I said, maybe you should stop giving validation and going direct. Every time he says direct, next sentence, they walk away. In Indian, curry Indian. Dressed like shit. So, okay. The very first student results of a short student is, sorry, there's just too many fucking testimonials. Let's get through it. Like, so this is the 150 lay student right here. Okay, my best student. You can see him right on top of her ass cheeks, but it's censored, so YouTube's fine. The second short student that got laid recently is this guy. He's not that bad looking. So I talk about Asians should either be good looking, strong, or tall. For him, he is 5'4", and he got a girlfriend, but he was very ungrateful, so he didn't want to make a video testimonial. Okay. The next student, okay, of course, the tall student also got like a blowjob and lay. Our short student pulled twice. This is the other guy who was the impossible case or unteachable. So he pulled twice, and he's dating now, finally. When he's working on his accent a little bit, he's starting to go on dates with his coworkers, which is good. And one Indian student here who just joined the access, he pulled, but he needs a little bit more training. He's got to the point where he can pull women again after he reaches 60, but this access will help him a lot. And also, I have another 5 foot, how tall is this guy? 5'5" or something. 5'4", 5'5". He was one of Queefing Casanova's old students, but he wanted to get laid again, especially in Toronto. And for him, he got laid during social circle by working on Elite 30. His social skills is not bad. For his job, he has to talk to a lot of people, but he needed to work on his body language. It was shit. And when I worked with him on that for the pre-bootcamp training, guess what happened? Guess what happened? He got laid. So for him, he's fine during COVID-19 now. He got his lay-in. So that's another student during COVID-19. And that's just COVID-19. I already have more student testimonials here, just by short students, than Brad Ass Kiss. And Todd Valentine has 0 product testimonials. Actually, no, I think he has 1 testimonial of 1 student laid during his boot camp with 3 instructors. Just 1. So if he only has 1 testimonial for his whole career, Todd's talk bullshit time should not be talking so much shit because he doesn't know anything. Todd, if you want, one day we should challenge each other one-on-one. You can come to Vancouver, we go anywhere in Europe or anywhere in the United States. So you face John Wayne. You were friends with Justin Wayne. Face John Wayne. In the first approach, I'll close right in front of you. I'll eat your heart out of your fucking chest. You will just keep fumbling around with your goddamn number closed and nothing will happen. Record it. We'll flip a coin. 1 Street, Robson, or Granville. I'll eat your heart out, metaphorically speaking. Like I said, Todd Valentine, after COVID-19 is over, maybe it's time to take on. We're around the same height. You have a 10 out of 10 SMV for being white. How good do you think you are? Can you take on John Elite or John Wayne? No, he don't stand a chance. I have 443 late poll testimonials. You have 1. 443 versus 1 divide. My game is 443 times more transferable. White people should not be teaching game, especially when they can't even show a poll infield and people pretend that he polled because he tells people that. You cannot trust white people. Take away their fucking authority. Never will we listen to white people again. And when we see that David guy teaching the other French guy, okay, David, and this student wants to kill himself, it's really bad. So students below 5'9" that got laid. This guy, Australian, he lost his virginity. This guy Tinder 60 lays, 1 lay night game. 5'8". 5'4", Vietnamese guy. 1 same day lay and 1 lay week apart because he had to post on the forum group that, John, can you get me laid? I was like, fuck. He raised the stakes and I have to change his fashion and his social skills. He worked on Elite 30 like crazy. And then he didn't get results for like 3 months or maybe like 2.5 months. I said, work on the foundation. When he switched over to Playbook, that's when he got his results. 5'5" Vietnamese guy, really handsome. Looks like a K-pop artist. He's as good looking as I am. He's better looking than me, which is probably impossible. Like I said, my looks have came back. John Elite's look has came back. And yeah. And of course, looks do help you, but my golden ratio helps more. It's not always the looks. It's the height, the muscles, and all the other stuff. The money. This student, 5'7", just like me, more handsome than me. But him, he has to do hundreds of approaches. Exactly the same thing. He does a lot of approaches. He uses my game. It cut down his approaches. He got around 7 lays in Europe with really hot, young-looking Eastern European women. So this guy, 5'7" in Vancouver, I believe he got 15 lays now. I think he posted on Reddit how he was able to use the friend's tonality, social skills. That's what got him fucking 15 lays, but he didn't get a girlfriend at his height. It's Vancouver. Even my old wingman, Superman, he's around 5'10.5". Really 5'11", but they always lie about their height. They always say they're 5'10.5". They're really 5'11", all of them. For him, he didn't get a girlfriend in Vancouver, but when he moved to Toronto, he was able to get one. Not super hot. This student, I think he's 5'7" or 5'8", 5'7.5", 5'8". He got laid back at home in Australia. This student, I hope he's still alive. If you're there, contact me. If you want to be part of some of these programs because your PayPal didn't work. In the Philippines, he's probably got close to like 20, 25 lays. He got 2-week vacations off, and he just couldn't stop getting laid like crazy. He was part of PUA Academy for learning their course. He didn't get results there in Daygame. So he trained under me, became unstoppable. Okay. This student, 5 foot, I think 5'8", he pulled like 4 times on the boot camp, but he didn't sexualize that and he blamed it on me. He didn't flirt. So he had like a Tinder. He brought a girl over and he says, if I did not get laid, I would disappoint John Wayne. And he would not take off his boxers. That's cowardice. This student, I want him as a student. 40 years old. He has a really hot Latina girlfriend. Okay? I want him part of Access. He's half white, half Filipino. He got laid on a boot camp. 5'7". 5'4" Filipino. This is another student. Justin Wayne fan before. Just like my other 5'4" Filipino student. That guy in Australia. They're both Justin Wayne fans. That's why they didn't get much results. And he was an RSD fan. But when he switches over to Gaming Elite at the time, to John Wayne, my game, Sexual Connection. Most students don't flirt and shit like that. They don't do this romantic sexual bullshit. Then that's when he got 3 same-day lays and 1 girlfriend, his first girlfriend. Okay? I'm just skipping all the tall students. He pulled the mother and daughter when I was teaching him in the boot camp, in your coaching him in Europe. So, let's see. 5'4", Indian. You see that? They all use the same formula. My blazers, my social skills, my body language. 5'7", Indian. He same-day lay so many times he quit the game because he had a mental breakdown. He kept banging like a blonde hot white woman, all these Latinas, Brazilians, and he looks almost like Latino, so he doesn't look Indian. Indians are the only race that can switch their SMV up and down. 5'5", 5'6", 5'7" Indian guy. My boot camp, he pulled twice. Back at home, when afterwards he got, 5 lays. I think it's mostly white girls. That's what he says on YouTube Live. Short Indian, 5'7". Although he's very handsome, he has a low golden ratio. That's why women give him so much resistance. He got laid in India. Okay, so are you starting to see a pattern here? It's not always tall students. Not always tall students, but tall students do have it faster. 5'8" Latino guy. Okay, no results. 6 months approaching. I changed his hair color. He learned Elite 30 for pre-boot camp. He had to report to me once a day, and he got a blowjob from an older woman when he was 17. I'm not sure it's legal. It should be legal. It's Canada. Asian woman. She's a single mother. And then afterwards, he got a Colombian girlfriend. She's 18. He's 17. 5'7" Latino guy. Okay, 5'7". He banged a 6'2" woman, and he couldn't believe it. She's 6'2". And then afterwards, he got a Latina girlfriend, which is Colombian, the same thing. And she's like 8.5 out of 10 and looks really hot. 5'7", Spanish student, a really impossible case, a hard case. Guess what? 2 girlfriends. Are you starting to see a pattern here? I'm the only dating coach or day game coach in the world that can get shorter students laid like that. I can go on. There's a lot of tall students here. This guy tried to fuck up my business. I made Elite 30 for his brother who was autistic, not Aspergers, autistic. And then afterwards, he apologized for it. This student got so many lays because he was ripped, very muscular. And for him, he kept banging women in the bathroom. Am I fucking up your belief system about short students? Boot camp students. Okay, this guy's right at 5'9", I'm not gonna count it. A lot of tall boot camp students. We'll talk about boot camp students later. But there are so many short students. For example, here's the guy who has 150 lays. Okay. So at that time, he was at his 43rd lay count for day game. And I was coaching him all the way up to like over 200. So he's banging so many of these women here, And this is his first time that he pulled and fingered her in front of everyone, in front of the group. And 2 lays in one day. That's when he got much better. You can see his head on top of the woman's ass. He showed me a lot of lay pics. So 6 lay in day game, bro. That's when he was going to social crimes boot camp. But he's giving me the testimonials. He has to indirectly do it because there's a lot of politics. Just fuck the stripper day game. I know you're happy for me. You can put this on your testimonials. See that? You fucked a stripper. So this is what I'm talking about. More women. So that shatters your fucking reality. And if I were to go down the entire list, there would be too many people to look at. Like I said, I can go all day just to show you all the short students. It will just keep going on and on. This video will never end. Holy shit, I can just go on all day. I can just like, there's gonna be way too many students, and there's a lot of short students. But those are just the video testimonials. Now what do you have to say? For those of you that says, oh, I'm too short, I'm 5'4". Yeah, but I got 5'4" students laid. But I don't believe it. Why not? I told them to join the inner circle. You can see these students for yourself. No, but it probably won't work for, they'll work for them, but it will not work for me. Sorry, my nose is getting itchy. Okay, but it'll work for them, but it won't work for me. I was like, well, what the fuck, man? Because you don't want to put in the work. The mindset is kind of like too stubborn. Stubbornness equals, a downfall. You can't be stubborn when you got the right strategies. And when you're resistant is a mental illness. And with the delusions, he believes that everything that they say for all the Kaizen, he said, everything sounds good to me. That is the red flag. When a student says everything sounds good to me when they're doing the exercise, you know what that means? Their ears are hijacked, just like the virtual reality thing. There's this distorted field. That's what I'm call it, the distortion field or distorted diluted field. This thing, they see women's positive reactions. They get a flake. They don't know why. Until we hear their infield in front of the inner circle. And I played this guy's infield for the Vietnamese guy. I can go to inner circle and play a little bit so you can hear it. But it sounds autistic as fuck. So here's the inner circle. I'm not sure if I should play this video, but it was really, really bad. Okay? Here it is.
Hopefully I'm sharing this in my group.
So we're hearing it infield.
She went to all these European countries, and he could talk
So we
to her every single second or minute that goes by. Listen.
Can you kind of hear him? He sounds like he makes this weird wit sound when he talks, and he talks really fast, and he always interrupts her. Holy shit, guys! Unteachable. And he never changed from his first infield to second, and even his new infields is gonna sound the same because he has this delusional, distorted feel. That's all I gotta say. I feel like you guys are getting bored, so I'm gonna stop this video. I'm gonna show it to the other shorter student. So if he doesn't want to put in the work, I'm just saying, don't be lazy because you're skillless, because you're good at one thing in your job for Aspergers. Everything else is worth it. It just takes a little bit of time. You cannot say to the fields, right? Oh, I want results right away, right? You can't yell at plants and seeds to grow. You can't. And sometimes bamboo takes a while. You got to put in the work. Even when there's no results in the beginning, then it'll click. Then it'll have a growth spurt. That's all I got to say, guys. That's all I got to say. Johnny Lee out. Like I said, even when I had no muscles before, and I still don't have any definition yet. You see that? It's not caught up yet until I use the second program. I'm still going to get bigger. I'm putting in the work, even if I saw no results for 6 months without steroids. And for those who use steroids, right? If they use steroids as a dating coach, then they're telling you that SMV matters a lot if they're using steroids for a game. It means they don't have much game, because they need to be using steroids to be a positive stereotype, no matter what race they look like. That's not very impressive. Just not very impressive. So if any dating coaches out there use steroids, I have no respect for you. I have no respect for you. Okay? Because the reason why they could not grow muscles by themselves as easily, and they want to take a shortcut, is too much cortisol in the system. Easily triggered autism. They take steroids. That's not cool. Queef and Casanova take steroids. It's Asperger's as fuck. A little bit sadistic psychopath. Okay, he's not delusional, but at the same time, he's kind of ignorant of what Daygame is. He doesn't think he can same day late. And Todd Valentine, his game, why his game fucking sucks. I'll talk more in the future. Todd Valentine claims that you only approach women who are like sitting down, has nothing to do, so he does not have a conversion mechanism. Second of all, he talks about after the Insta date, you should tease her more. At that point of the Insta date, when you're on the line, at this part of the line, right? Here's the Insta date. You don't tease her. Only here you tease her. Social comfort, you don't tease. Right here. You don't tease at all. You basically flirt and you touch. And you have to, at one point, sexualize it 100% so you can get the objections out. He's talking about the premise or some bullshit about getting her out on a date, even if it's platonic. Yeah, but Todd, you don't know anything about how to pull and how to close. You don't talk about how to convert. You don't know how to keep her on the line. And I'm not the same as the other Waynes. I have a keeping her on the line thing. And romantic stuff reduces the testimonials. Romantic sexual loses the testimonials. Sexual connection works. He talks about sexual stories, talking about her. That's right. But he doesn't talk about the more she opens up, then you can flirt and touch, Todd. I'm not giving you tips to get you better. But the thing is that you don't know anything about same day lays, I can tell. That's why you haven't pulled in your fucking infields. And all the dating coaches that says that same day lay is this, same day lay that. Look at, for example, Charisma King. His whole fucking career, Charisma King is completely delusional. Worse than these guys. And for him, he's a tall white guy. But for Charisma King, all the coaches that he picked as being good has no fucking lay testimonials. They're the worst of the worst. RSD Max at least has one same day lay video. One. You see that? Because RSD Max is short. He's already 10 out of 10, but he's better looking. But his game is so fucking low, he's using like women from Ukraine as, you know, models and stuff to be part of his background. And now he's switching over to this ClickFunnels, you know, kind of shit to scam people out of their money for teaching them high income skills. His stuff will not work. Todd Van, that's so RSD Max is using money game in Ukraine, in Kiev, Ukraine. That's really awful, you know. Stratwoodzia. Меня зовут John Elite. So yeah, dating coach. So it's finito. Baka. So basically, that's what I'm saying is, for him, it's really unimpressive. Really unimpressive. What was I saying? But yeah, Todd Valentine has no idea about how to do same day lights. He's a full of shit. Man, how do you get women to approach you? You don't get women to approach you, okay? Like you approach women, okay? And if they have nothing to do, obviously that's easier. It doesn't mean you have to go lower SMV. If you're going higher SMV, you must have ability to have a conversion mechanism. So it doesn't matter who you approach, despite what tall, self-proclaimed, high lay count, self-proclaimed, that's what I say, talks about, which he doesn't have any same-day lays for Daygame or any sort of same-day lays for anything. It's just pull-in fields. You know, out of context stuff, pieces of it. Nothing connects all the way. So, but the thing is that he talks about is about leads, but it's more for marketing. It's also about leads and conversions. The leads that come in, you have to convert them. And for all my students, part of Access, I convert them. I have talked to them. Like I told you, I have a sales skills. I didn't go on the phone for most of these guys. I can convince them with just text. John Elite's sales skills are crazy, but I want to get those as my students because I need to get them laid during COVID-19 and get them results. I can't wait to have more testimonials for my new course. So that's why I use my sales skills. I didn't mean to be Machiavellian, but I made it to a win-win. But John Elite is one of the best salesmen ever. A 90% close rate. As you can see, it's going to be 100% here. Everyone I talk to on the phone, close. So that's how we keep her on the line. But the problem is that they're not creating a good conversion. It's kind of like copywriting. If they're like you put an ad on YouTube, if a person puts their email into it, be careful of email marketing. These guys hire usually a Mexican marketer who's like a fat psychopath. And what they'll do is that for their courses, they'll try to warm you up for the traffic. But the problem is that if you cannot use the right pictures or the right algorithms that my students use, okay, and you drive Instagram pictures, for my Asian student, he got 60 lays or 59 during Tinder, okay, using my algorithms. Too fucked by these during COVID-19. The problem is that the conversion mechanism needs to be better. So it's not about, you know, how many conversions can you get? How many sales can you get? I mean, when they come into your funnel, they need to be converted. For me, because I actually write all my own sales letters, guys. Do you know that? I write my own sales letters. I don't pay someone like Justin Mark or Bradicus paying somebody else to write their fucking course shit. I don't. I do it myself. So I'm going to write a new sales letter for John Elite Access. It has to create a conversion. So for me, because my copywriting skills, I spent 4 years working on copywriting. I spent close to 9 months of actively practicing. I didn't see any results for the first 5-6 months, and I still kept at it. I wait till the bamboo grows. But yeah, it's all about conversions, a conversion mechanism. And if you're using conversion mechanism of alcohol during Daygame for the bedroom, you have the right to refuse to the dating coach, say, I will not use alcohol for bedroom escalation. That should be illegal in North America. At some point, you will get in trouble, like super efficient dating, which they were banging a Latina, 2 guys, and they're bragging about it, and she's totally drunk, and they went to jail. They went to jail. So I would recommend that if a coach says use alcohol is easier in the bedroom, say, fuck that, I'm not going to use alcohol. Refuse alcohol. My students do not need alcohol to get laid in my bootcamp. They use the sexual connection and objections dealing. So I turn into Batman. Some guys you get approached by women in the gym. When I see that, it makes me angry. Yeah, because usually the guys that get approached by women are usually better looking than the women because they have protector status and pre-selection. They're white or they're very good looking. But just because they're approaching doesn't mean they're fucking them. They can't just fuck them in the middle of nowhere. You still have to close a conversion mechanism. Like I said, do not look for positive reactions. In the gym is very different than the streets. I don't get approached very often on the streets. I occasionally get approached by teenage girls, right? They say, John. They don't say John, but in the mall sometimes when I wear leather jackets and stuff, especially around this area, I change my fashion depending on where I am. I would dress like Justin Bieber because it's all teenage girls where I live right now, okay? So if you guys want to see me like bang another teenage girl who's like fucking 17 or something, I would do that if you want. During COVID-19, I have the mask and everything. So if you want, or get another girlfriend who's 17. So last girlfriend was 17. So having said that, that's convertible because when you wear these very expensive watches, they always watch rap music, especially younger women. Okay? That creates more of a conversion mechanism that you can win half the battle with a fashion, which they dismiss as grooming. Justin Mark doesn't know shit about fashion. He just pretends. It's all his funnel. His funnel creates that. So they assume he knows fashion. I would say he has some of the worst fashion I've ever seen. My students, almost all the bootcamp students, pose or gets laid. Using my fashion is better. I have more student results than all of them for Daygame. Him, Brad, because every coach. Every coach. So fashion is very important. Me and my Pakistani mentor have discussed it yesterday on the phone call or before yesterday. We both believe fashion and being whitewashed is very important. So that is how you can create a conversion mechanism, is trying to be a positive stereotype. So smile when I approach, that's pretty much it, hun. Yeah, because you're a tall Negro with no game, dude. Like I said. Okay, you got 7 out of 10 in looks. In height, maybe makes you 7.5. You know? 1 out of 10 for money or 0 because, you know, you're black. You dress like shit unlike my other student. And then your game, you know, your race is 8 out of 10. So it's 8 plus, let's say for example, it's with your height, everything. Maybe you're 8. That's 16. Your game has to be 4. A little bit of money, 1. Your game is like 3, dude. So don't brag. At 3 at most. You know, does your Pakistani mentor gets approached? I'm not sure. I think somebody posted his picture once on Tinder, and I was very pissed off. And he was very pissed off. He does not want to be part of Tinder because I think one of the students, but the women were crazy over him, over his golden ratio. He couldn't stop throwing themselves like a fucking dog running into a fucking screen. It was crazy. So for him, it's very pre-selected in looks. He doesn't admit it, and he believes this is vibe. But there is a pre-selection going on with a high golden ratio for him. So they took down his pictures after one day. But he got too many matches from women he's already fucked, saying, I didn't know you're on Tinder. He's like, I'm not. Who's posting my pictures? But for him, when he approaches women, 3 approaches. One of them gets a phone number closed. The other 3, 2 rejections, 1 closed. Better than Paul Janka. Paul Janka has no game. Paul Janka is nothing but another fucking tall, good-looking, skinny, delusional fuck. Just like all these white dating coaches. These white dating coaches are not advanced. My Pakistani mentor is advanced. And the thing is, he doesn't even use the Instagram. I said, how are you doing all this pre-selection, getting like 14 or 15 women out like a Dan Brazilian moment without actually using an Instagram? He says, he told me it's the fear of loss. He told the women, if you don't come out, right, you're going to miss it out. All these other women are going to be there. He used pre-selection through text game and through his vibe. So that's a different level of game beyond the dating coaches who are using Instagram. He doesn't use Instagram. And he has 2 girlfriends right now. This is crazy. This guy's just like, he's unstoppable. He is probably the best pickup artist in the entire world. And that's why social skills is so important. I saw firsthand what social skills can do. Social skills, people think is vibe that goes up and down and is never ending. It is not goddamn vibe. That's what the autistic dating coaches tell you. It is not vibe. Vibe is only for tall Negroes and tall whites to get over that line. Vibe does help. Vibe is a byproduct. So if you get laid a lot due to the SMV and height and all these other things and calibrations, then what's happening is it is the byproduct that is reflecting off of your neural pathways. It's not so much your emotions, because most of them are depressed no-fake cunts. And women cannot see that. They only see height, value, golden ratio, race, and social skills, and body language, behavior. What does he look like? Is he tall? I'm 24 and 17-year-old girl is too young for me, Lo. That's what you go after? No, I've banged women from 17 all the way up to 30 something. So, but I like them all. But I'm very pre-selected by teenage girls. That's all I'm saying, because I look like a pretty boy type. So I look like, like a little bit K-pop-ish. So 17 is young. It is legal in Canada. It is not legal in the United States in most places. Maybe in certain states. So it is young for you. But for me, I don't know, if they like me and they think I'm 24, right? Then so be it. Or 23. So I just got to hide the gray hairs. That's all. It's too bad. I banged a lot of 17-year-olds. Lots. Maybe too many. You wouldn't believe. Like I said, it's legal in Canada. So I can't get in trouble. You look gay to me, but think about it this way. You look gay to me too. You look like a guy who's like, you look like an ugly Negro. You're like 7 out of 10 in looks. But think about K-pop create a pre-selection. Everything is protector status and pre-selection. So if you're a tall black guy, you already have the protector status and you got the pre-selection because you're tall and black. White women pre-selected you. But pretty white girls pre-select pretty boy types. So if you think that looks gay, I think you look like I think you're ugly as fuck, personally. That's what I'm saying. I'm narcissistic. You're narcissistic, you're ugly black, who's tall without much game. You're just like another, like, what's his name? He's always like, you got to fuck the beaches, be alpha. What's his name? That fuck. He's Puerto Rican, tall white guy, or tall Puerto Rican guy. It's not, you know who I'm talking about, that dating coach that nobody understands. I look better than than your fat face ass. Yeah, but you're like not that good looking, really. Your golden ratio is like, I don't know. I don't think you have any game, dude. You're just a tall black guy who looks okay. And most black people were never above 7 out of 10. So I have a higher golden ratio than you. I'm not impressed by you. I think you don't have any game. I think you're pathetic. I think you're a sack of shit. And if you're a dating coach, you screw up so many people's lives. And just by being tall and black, even like Justin Wayne, if he's ugly, you already got some pre-selection. Because he's kind of ugly, he needs money game, a funnel. But I don't think you have any game, dude. I think your game is just playing on easy mode. You're playing with hot traffic. And 87% of white women in a university study says they're into black guys. So if you look black, you get the 87% hot traffic. You have no game. You just need a little bit of social comfort. That's all I'm saying. So what about Indian muscle guy? Does he have protect? Yes, that guy who's Indian, right? If they look curry Indian, you will lose your pre-selection because you're not a positive stereotype. So if you're a big Indian guy, you will try to look like a different race. You want to be whitewashed. When you're whitewashed and you have a big frame because they're bigger than Asians, usually that will make them like more results. The ones who are skinny, chubby, and they look like a curry Indian, they're not pre-selected. So it's about positive stereotypes and negative stereotypes. So for Mills 317, he's more of a positive stereotype. It's not necessarily because he's good looking or have game. He just happens to be her type. So if you're Indian and you look black, you might even shave your head, even though you're not bald, whatever, to look more black. Then you get the pre-selection of 8 out of 10 with white women. It doesn't matter what your race is. It's that if you look like that, they'll treat you like that. Because my other old roommate, he's 6 foot tall. He looks Latino. He's Indian. Then he gets a Latino SMV. And when you look at the other student who's 5'7" in Australia who couldn't stop getting laid, he looks like Middle Eastern or Latino, not Indian. So therefore, you don't want to look like you're Indian, first of all. Second of all, you want to dress whitewash like a white guy. That's how you fit into the tribe. It's about pre-selection. And yes, there are skinny Asian guys who look gay, as what Mills says. But these guys, White women are all over them. 17-year-old white girls who are into K-pop are into that. So that's how my other 5'4" student got laid. So, I'm not into white girls like they say they chase me around the gym. Okay, I'm not into white girls like that. They chase me. Of course, they chase you around the gym because you got protector status and pre-selection. Like I said, black privilege in my video a little bit back. You have no game. Give it more thumbs up if you guys are liking this. But you have no fucking game. You just pre-selected. That's it. So that's why I think. That's why white women are into you, because you got protector status, pre-selection, evolutionary psychology. It has nothing to do with the looks. Black people are just not good looking. The best they can look is like the guy from Black Panther who just died, or like you, or like all the other people. Not to offend my other black student, but that's how it is. But there are still positive stereotypes because in caveman days, they have the Neanderthal genes, height and muscles. Women are into that. So every race has a different positive and negative stereotype. So Latinos, they have that short Mexican, hey, bro, like hey, SA, right? Fucking Americana, like shit, like you're drinking like a Modelo and shit. That's a negative stereotype. But you can also be a positive stereotype Latino. Asians could be like either tall, handsome looking, muscular Korean actor, or a K-pop artist. Or they can be like that's still pre-selected, even if they don't have protector status. Just get a little bit of muscles. Or they can look like a fucking Asian with the hair down here, messy clothing and shit. Every race has a positive and negative. Indians can look Curry Indians, or they can look like a positive stereotype. They can look like a whitewash Indian or a different race. They can look Latino or black, and they can raise themselves that high. So that's another thing you can do. So it's about positive, negative stereotype. Women say Chris Brown is the best looking man on earth. I've seen Asian dudes at 6 foot tall. There are definitely 6 foot tall Asian guys, and there are some very good looking ones. And yeah, it does help a lot. Most of the dating coaches who are teaching Daygame or something are usually above 6 foot tall or around 5'11", and they're very good looking people. Okay, they're very, very good looking people. Sorry, no one's itchy. They're very, very good looking people, and that's not game. That's compensating for what they lack. Okay, maybe I'll turn off the lights because it's making my nose kind of itchy. So yeah, that's another thing. So height does matter, the protector status, but that also adds to the Korean actor look. In Vancouver, that's more pre-selected, being tall. But if you're chubby and you're Asian and you're tall and you're not super good looking, I had a student like that. Rejection, rejection, rejection. So I only see 8 likes. It's not going up. Maybe I should just stop this. If it's too long, people don't watch it. So get John Elite access for those who are out there who are still struggling with Elite 30 and don't know the next steps. Just get 365 days a year, $365. It's a fucking steal. And you get my mental filter. Tattoos help. Tattoos help a lot because that breaks the nice guy stereotype. I would say get a tattoo. Something that you want to get a sleeve tattoo. Okay, right here. Sleeve tattoo matters. Don't focus so much on the chest tattoos. If you can see a little bit here, it doesn't matter to women. I got fake tattoos to test every single variation on my face, on my neck, on here. The one that's working on the sleeve works the best. That is the most alpha. You can't lose with a tattoo. Especially if you're Vietnamese, you can look more gangsterish with a tattoo. Okay? More alpha. So it definitely will increase your compliance dramatically. I've also field tested with my other cousin in Toronto. He also had sleeve tattoos, and the results was pretty good. If we go back to the basics, women care more about looks than that's it. No, you dumb fucking idiot. Okay, sorry, no, so itchy. I don't know why. Women care about 20 out of 35. You see that? 20 out of 35. You don't have to be looks. If you're really short and you're skinny and you're ugly, you have to compensate all the other areas of your money. You gotta be richer or appear to be rich in your Instagram, or live in the mansion, or dress really nice. You got to have a good Instagram, a good lifestyle, and you gotta have perfect social skills, perfect body language, perfect emotions, and my style of game, not their game. Their game is not transferable. You can see with Todd Valentine being white, it's not transferable. If they look like a tall black, they have less testimonials than me. Justin Wayne only has 8 fucking testimonials, and they're all his student results for testimonials is all dating coaches. Okay, for Justin Wayne. Okay, so the all 8 testimonials are all dating coaches, or most of them, except for one Asian guy who's really good looking. For me, I would be Justin Wayne's 9th testimonial if I were to give him one. I don't want to give him one, but I would be his 9th one. They're all instructors, including myself already. Even like Gaming Elite, I was teaching his style of game. I was field testing every style of game in the world. And I finally got to Justin Wayne's one in 2015. I taught his system. Justin Wayne has seen me teach his system, so he sent me students before. He says, John, at that time in 2015, is one of the best dating coaches in the world. Go learn from him. He knows his stuff. He was sending me students while he still has his own instructors. As fucked up as it sounds. So, one second. So that's 2015. That's why I was teaching this game. So I know. And he played a role. But I was using all my other styles from Inner Circle and also all the golden nuggets. I basically field tested every style of game in the world. I discarded 99% of it. So I combined all the 1. There's probably more than 99 different. It's not 99 different systems. It's more like 80 different systems. And then the big gold bars. You see that? It's from the Inner Circle. Justin Wayne gave me a gold coin. Other places, I learned a silver coin or a bronze coin, which is not as good. I don't like to use alcohol in my game. I don't think that's game. And I don't think using like, a lot of these cheat codes is game. And pre-selection and protector status, which only works for tall blacks, Negroes, Middle Easterns, and, Latinos. That's not game to me. That's something else. That's called pre-selection and protector status from evolutionary psychology. So if I go back to basics, go back to the basics of Elite 30, okay? Spend the 30 days, even if you didn't get laid, when you switch over to playbook, you get laid right away. Most people get laid even halfway through Elite 30. It depends how hard case you are. Have you ever fucked a black woman? No, not pure black. That's what I'm saying, not pure black. No. It just kind of gross to me. I will fuck Halle Berry. She's half white. I think Halle Berry is hot. Even if she's 50, maybe it's not because the age that matters to me. I like the skinny, pretty type. Like, if I'm the pretty boy type, I like the pretty type. So, yeah. That's what I'm into. But I will fuck Halle Berry. So, black women, I'm sorry, but they're kind of masculine looking. If you're into black women with big booty hoes, and, the sisters, I ain't down with that shit. Because she's always like, she's always calling you a buster. If you go to jail, she ain't loyal and shit. You hear what I'm saying? I wouldn't fuck Beyonce. I would not fuck Beyonce. No, I wouldn't. She looks a little bit gorilla-ish to me. I'm sorry, but she's not hot to me. She's not. I think Tyra Banks is hotter. Okay? This is my opinion. I would fuck Tyra Banks before I fuck Beyonce. But I'd rather fuck a half-white black woman. Halle Berry is fucking hot. You can quote me. Halle Berry, I think, is fucking hot even at 54 years old. Because she lost the weight and looks like a younger woman. I don't like women with big fucking foreheads, fucking huge hips, and, a little bit of body fat. I ain't down with that shit. I'm not into that. I'm not a chubby chaser. I just don't think that Beyonce looks that good. Black girls don't fuck short Asian guys, dude. Yeah, they do. Believe it or not, there's a lot of Vietnamese guys that are with black women or half black or whatever. They dress like whatever. I'm not impressed by black women. And when you look at the dating statistics for online dating, okay, although black man's really low because of stereotypes, because you can't stop looting and shit. There are good good black people, like black folks who are in the military, like my other student there, who are very smart in correctional facilities. They're doctors, they're engineers. And then there's Negroes, no offense. And they're looting and everything. And they're just fucking acting like thugs. And they get hood rats. And the reason why she likes you because you're gangsterish. She assumes that because you're gangsterish, now you got survival value. because they assume you got hundreds of $1,000s stash of drug money. But when you go to jail, she ain't loyal. So it's protector status and pre-selection for gangster hood rats. That's all I'm saying. These hood rats, bird-brained women, you know, big booty hoes, the sisters are actually like last place when it comes to the online dating. This is a fact. This is not because they have different genetical features. Asians usually are more feminine looking, skinnier, okay? And black women are more masculine looking. So the polarity is different. Hope that makes sense. The polarity is different. So it's not trying to be racist here. I'm not. But some people don't like that type. Some women are more into the taller version. If I was like 6 foot something, they'll be more into that with bigger muscles. That version of me. So that's why I'm building up some muscles. But some of them like the skinnier version because of K-pop. The media plays a role in creating the stereotype. Without K-pop before, until K-pop came out, I just, I didn't have any pre-selection. So therefore, the game was so much harder. And I've been in the game for 18 years. September the 11th was the 19th year coming up very soon. Right now it's September the 1st. In 10 days, I've been in the game for 19 years. That's when I started in university. Okay? And I still have my papers here from university. I started with Ross Jeffries style. Okay? Cover my address, but here's my documentations for the university, Capellan College back then. Okay? I was doing animation. I was approaching every single day. I've done so many fucking solo approaches, but more recently I've been so comfortable around the camera, so I didn't do as much. I hate solo afterwards, but now I got used to it again. So yeah, it's how it is. But I did so many solo approaches, like over 60,000 over the years. But if it weren't for K-pop and Gangnam Style and stuff like that, I wouldn't even get laid. So you can see evolutionary psychology. You need and that's way long ago. That's like almost like quite a while ago. K-pop came out. So it is protector status and pre-selection. But if Asians are not working out, I would say, what the fuck are you doing with your life? You have to work out no matter what. You have to get bigger. And there's a lot of skinny Asian guys, as I said, who's just going to go through all this stuff and they're going to burn out. Unless you have like a lot of social skills or you're kind of pretty boy looking or you're going for your same race. Let's see. What do you think about red pill? And red pill is bullshit, and Rolly Tomulasi is bullshit. In his book, he only cited 2 scientific studies. 2. That means there's nothing scientific about the red pill. Red pill is death pill. Red pill means like this, okay? My critique of the red pill is that red pill believes 100% of their potential. So they're going to spam approach. Most of them are delusional sociopaths. The dating coaches who are SMVing it, just like Mills over there, with no game. Their actions are spam approaching. They don't need game. They just need to approach, and within a certain amount of numbers, being tall Negro, they'll close. Less than 20. 20 or 30, they'll close. And for them, their results are not super high for some of them. The shorter students are the ones who keep going from one red pill to another because they're value deniers. Red pill does not believe in all this value. So the dating coaches always tell you bullshit. The reason I get results is because of this or that. If you're a tall-looking black guy, you say, it's because of my emotions. But they'll dismiss that they look like a Negro who's pre-selected protector status. They'll say, because my emotions got me girlfriends. But in reality, it's not what gets them girlfriends. It's because they look like they're black and they're pre-selected. My students who are white, black, Latinos, and Middle Easterns automatically get girlfriends after they get laid. They don't even need to fuck her that much. They get automatic girlfriends. So they attribute with their delusions that is their emotions. But because they're a snowflake cunt, because they're emotional fucking snowflake cunts and autistic sounding, sounds like a robot, SMVing it. So they automatically attribute that. That's red pill. They're value denying delusional people, except that they go in upward spiral. When they go for this, red pill dating coaches go in upward spiral. You're shorter, you go through this, and this, you go in a downward spiral. So upward and downward. They're still delusional. They all have these delusions. But the problem is that the students who are shorter should not have the same mindsets as the taller guys. This will work for the taller guys. They're delusional. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. But the shorter guys doing this, If you don't work on all these pieces for your action and you change the action, you can change your belief all you want, which is great. But if you don't use Johnny Elite's game, you are dead. You will quit the game. You will expire, just like Jan Lifestyle teaching all these people. Okay. Let's see. You talk a lot of shit for a 5'7" Chinese dude. Yeah, I talk a lot of shit, but I can actually back it up. So if you want to see my infields, go to my site. If you want me to see like more than 10 infields, I can post them right now. You want to see more than 20 of them, I can post it. You want to see more than 30, I can post it. I'm just keeping them for my career to extend it. I have so many infields, you have no idea. And I was thinking about eventually going, after coronavirus is over, maybe going to Thailand and doing 100 fucking lays in front of everyone and filming it. Just go for white women. I'm not into Asians. Doesn't matter their score. It could be all the way to 10 to 4. And I'll do it in front of you. Todd can't even do it. They can't even do it. I was thinking about that. I'm not sure. But we'll see. This is something that's on my bucket list. And I'll come back to Eastern Europe. And I'll conquer Eastern Europe because I'm getting stronger now. I'm no longer handicapped with one hand behind my back. When I'm stronger and I get bigger, and I get bigger and bigger all the time, I will fucking clean up Europe in one approach. All of it. It'll be it'll be awesome if I want to. Like I said, I talk a lot of shit, but I can back it up. I have more like fucking proof than Dot Valentine. Go to my site. I'm a fat Indian. I've never seen a white woman and an Asian dude. Now you can. So www.johnelite.com. Hopefully that works. HTTPS. Yeah, that should work, the second one. So go check it out. So I talk a lot of shit because I can back it up. So you want more infields? I got it. But maybe I should censor a little bit so you guys don't learn all my strategies. So I'm the Asian that can talk shit. I can talk shit. So, and like I said, Mills, I got 443 laid poll testimonials. Most of the dating coaches has like Bradicus 2 for boot camp, 0 for products. So that's why I can transfer my game. That's why I can talk shit. Because John is the best day game coach in the entire world. There's never been a second or third place. And even self-proclaimed high lay count guy only got 12 fucking students laid. And all of them are white except for one black student. And day game, they probably have 0 or 1 testimonial, probably 0. So day game is harder. Day game is harder than Tinder. Tinder does not count. On like night game, sure, that's what they use, night game and Tinder. But fucking night game is okay, but Tinder does not count as testimonials. So why these muscly guys date ugly women? There's a lot of big guys with big muscles who have ugly women. It looks disgusting. They rather date disgusting. Well, the thing is that protector status, if they're not that good looking for their face, they go for uglier women. So a lot of things is what Mills is doing is called SMVing. So in the algorithm, it's called SMVing. SMVing. So for a lot of these dating coaches that you see here, they suck, just like Bradicus, complete psychopath, autistic, Aspergers, high golden ratio. They'll just keep spam approaching, and they'll see the stats happen. It's automatic. Even if you're tall and black, you can outdo these white dating coaches. This is why Justin Wayne or black-looking people have more like results to show for the infield, because they actually have more compliance. Because black people flirt and they touch like crazy in Daygame, and they're more expressive. And white people do not touch, and white people do not flirt. Like Todd Valentine says, you're supposed to tease more during the Insta date, and keep sexual topics. But the problem with him, he doesn't touch and he doesn't flirt. So white people are handicapped. Black people can step on white people. That's black privilege. But SMVing it is basically these guys who are tall with muscles and ugly faces. They're just SMVing it because their value is above the ugly women. That's it. There's no game involved. So if you're a tall, good-looking white guy and you get a woman, like for example, you're 9 out of 10 looks. You get a woman who's 8 out of 10, but you say, oh, that's results. That's not results. That's SMVing it. So if you're getting it below your look scale, you're just SMVing it. I had a wingman who's in Toronto now. He's very handsome, Asian guy. He's around 5'11", but he says he's 5'10.5". I told him to work out, build up his muscles. He gets laid a lot. He had like many fuck buddies, like 12 of them at one time in Vancouver. No girlfriends until he moved to Toronto, because there's a pre-selection. You see Asian men and white women there as couples. But for him, Superman, he SMVs it. He believes that if he approaches 100 women, he dances with them too, because he teaches dancing and stuff. He'll close 1 out of every 100. It's very low stats, very, very low. That's SMVing it. That's just escalating like crazy, like black people. Black people just escalate like crazy. They just escalate, and they already have an 87% attraction. In a university study, 87% of white women are into black guys. So there's not much game involved. They already have the BT spike built into their system. That's why Justin Wayne goes right into social comfort. Right into social comfort, because he doesn't need to tease. He's already there. That's why they sound autistic. You can be autistic, tall, black guy, and the white women are into you, as long as you connect a little bit. That's it. You don't need game. You just walk them home. You can same delay like crazy by being tall and black. In fact, it's even easier being black. I fuck 7 out of 10 and up. Sure you do. Your 7 out of 10 is probably like closer to my 6. My success rate is 95%, not 1 out of 100. And you're a tall black Negro who has more black privilege than white people. And second of all, your women are probably not that good looking. My Pakistani mentor, I didn't show his face, but his women are really 9 out of 10. They're tall too. It's like, what the fuck? And all the women I see them pull are all Instagram model looking women. So what you think is your 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10 may not be other people's 9 out of 10, because you think you're 10 out of 10 in looks. You look at the fucking 7. You're delusional. You have a little bit of narcissism and delusion. Okay? So for you, it's feeding your fucking ego. I fuck girls that look like Kylie Jenner all the time. Yeah, in your mind, right? So I don't really trust your virtual reality until you can prove it. Maybe post some infields or something. And let's see. I bet you have no game. You just walk around her, you wave your black dick in a circle, right? And then she grabs onto it and you just pull her home. Come on now. It's all muscles and height and pre-selection. It's not really a game. If you go to the gym, get big shoulders and average face, and then approach, like you said, you are positive that you can get a hot girl. It doesn't necessarily mean that. Stop thinking about looks. Think about overall value. If you are 20 out of 35, the muscles help a little bit, because it's protector status and pre-selection. Okay, Asian Neil, protector status and pre-selection. So for you as an Asian guy, if you're shorter, wear elevator shoes. If you're ugly, dress better. Fix your hair up, Fix your hair up and become a positive stereotype. It's not that difficult. It's not all looks, guys. Looks play a if looks play a role in the game, black people will not get laid, because blacks are ugly. No offense. Like I said, I know one of my black students is here, but blacks, they're not in it for the looks. It's not their looks that are getting them results. It is their height and their muscles. It's evolutionary psychology during caveman days. If it wasn't for that, black people wouldn't get laid. They don't have to be good looking. I'm 6'2". Well, that's a good height for an Asian guy. So for you, you want to bulk up and you want to fix your style to look like a Korean actor. And you want to widen the shoulders. You don't want to be a skinny fuck, like a 6'2" skinny fuck, from what I hear. So, I'm Pakistani. Well, you got a 6 out of 10 SMV then. So you just need to bulk up and you need to have a less shitty hairstyle. That's all. You need a less shitty hairstyle. And are you one of my students? Like recent students? Is that you? You know who you are. Is that you? I want to make sure. Pakistani guy. I'm 6 foot tall. White. Does this mean I'm a god? No. You're autistic. That's why, even if you're above 6 foot tall, if I think I know who you are, you're autism because of the emotions. Women are afraid of autism because it's the part of the out tribe. In the caveman days, the guys who are autistic are usually the guys who are specialized in skills. They're specialized. So therefore, the part of the brain is bigger and the rest is smaller for everything else. They suck. They don't usually procreate. So women are very afraid of autistic traits, if that's you. Do not show autistic traits. Do not get emotional, and do not act like a weird robotic fuck. Let's see. What can you do if you have a small penis if you're Asian? I don't know. I don't have a small penis. It's actually pretty fucking huge. I'm very thick, so I don't know what. Most women don't care about your penis size. They don't care. They can only feel the first 4 inches. The nerve endings is only in the first 4 inches. Anything above it. It's just that a lot of women like to be split open by a big black dick. That's all. That's what they like. That's what they like. Asian women, they like to be split open by a 7-inch white dick or 6-inch. They like to be split apart. Just because you're tall doesn't mean that you have protector status. No, you have to be tall and you need to have some muscles or some bulk on you. So I did have some students that were tall and black, but after they got so many legs and stuff from my training, they usually lose a lot of muscle mass because they like to self-develop. You must keep up your muscles too when you're tall, because the taller you are, like arrow theory, you don't want your arrow to be tall and you don't want the feather to be really narrow. So you want to bulk up. And even if the other student was a little bit chubby and he wanted to lose a little bit of weight, I would suggest that he does not actually try to lose the weight, because you need the protector status. This is why the other student is going to bulk up again. He's too tall and too skinny for his size, even if you're ripped. You don't want to be like skinny like the Black Panther guy when he's like after the movie, when he got really skinny and muscular. You want to be bulk. You want to be like Meek over there, black and big and black and muscular. Doesn't have to be good looking. He can wear a mask and women will still be into him. If he cover his face like that and you don't see his face on the mask, Meek will still find women attracted to him, even if they have no idea what he looks like. So penis size do matter. It's better to have a bigger penis, especially black women. Yeah, because women do care about penis size, especially black women. Well, yeah, because black women usually have bigger booties and stuff. And the wider the hips, the more protector status they need. This is why Latinas are so shallow towards Asian men. They flake on short Asian men because they don't have the protector status. So if she has a big hip and small waist, she's going to require a much taller guy with more protector status. So yes, for black women, they do like a big whatever. But like I said, I do have relatives that are half Asian and half black. So to say that they don't like Asian men is bullshit. And sometimes I see Asian men in California that are dressing like hip hop. They go for black women. They're into the sisters. Some of the guys who are really, really ghetto, the Asian guys, they do like black women. So it does happen. Once in a while, the couples do happen, but it's very rare. It's very far in between, but they do happen. Like I said, I am related to black people. My, my great-grandmother is black. Or not great-grandmother, but my grandfather's brother married a black woman. And also my other uncle was black. My cousins are half black or all white, half black, half Asians, or all black. So I have a ton of relatives that are black. That's why I'm so comfortable around black students. I have relatives of Latinos too, and relatives of white students or white people. I am related to whites, blacks, and Latinos. Not bloodline, but family. That's why a lot of my students are like that. I grew up in an environment in the first 7 years of your life. I grew up around blacks, half whites, half whites, Latinos, and half Latino, half Asians. So women care about your penis size. Yeah. Especially black women. I have a small penis. Is it making orgasm something that would help her come? You want to do like a finger orgasm too in the beginning, so she gets a little bit of something out of it. So what you want to do is to, for the G spot, you want to make her come in less than a minute. Is up here. Don't tell anyone this. This is top secret. I only say it once for you guys being here. It goes upwards. It's called a G spot. But you want to use this part of the fingers on the side to hit her clit like this. When you're hitting the clit in this way, she'll squirt. You pull really hard up here. G spot clit right here. This will get her coming so fast. Don't tell anyone this, top secret. So this one's here. G spot. Here. Right here. Up. G spot. Thumb clit. That is like completely gonna make her completely, and then after that she'll be more forgiving. Okay, so it's really small. I banged half black and half white. I could tell that was too small for her physique. Yeah, then just go. If she's willing to bang you, she's okay. She'll forgive it. she'll forgive it. So I think everyone has an insecurity. I think this is your insecurity. And I think only other guys are more obsessed with penis size than actual women. They want bigger penises, of course, but it's not like a deal breaker. Unless you're really, really small, then you better do something about it. I'm not that small. So for me, it's not like an issue. I never had an issue with this. So I don't really know. How do I go from a 6 out of 10 to 8 out of 10? Well, you're Pakistani, right? So you already, you want to build an Instagram, and you also want to dress whitewashed. Your hairstyle, I believe if you are that new student, your hairstyle is kind of down like a K-pop artist or a messy Asian Chinaman. And I know you for other reasons, for other problems you face, like the eyes, that you feel like you want to hide it, but just wear sunglasses like Justin Wayne. That's all you need. That's how I'll improve it. I'll dress as whitewash as possible. White is right, guys. White is right. The more whitewash you look, the easier you can get more hotter women. You're probably dressing very Indian-like, even if you're Pakistani. And like I said, build the Instagram with your lifestyle and pre-selection. And you close with that. That's how you raise your value. Build a lifestyle. Work on getting more money. So work on yourself and your fashion and your social skills. That's how you get to these tribes. That's how you get them into the Instagram. Hope that makes sense. Why does John have long nails? It grows very fast. So, yeah, my nails grow very fast. So even in high school, I always had very fast nails. I cut them all the time, but they grow very fast. So I take biotin, but I should have cut it. But a lot of girls, right, even in high school, because I was a pretty boy type, and a lot of girls like touching me and stuff and touching my hand. They always say my hand's more beautiful than theirs. I have very pretty hands. See that? Very long fingers, because I used to be an artist. You can tell what a girl's body type is like by their hands. I have very feminine but pretty hands. See that? And very long nails and stuff. And they're jealous of me. So they like touching my hand, especially in high school. A lot of girls. Because they think I have very pretty hands. So I know it's really weird, but if you're taller and black, you might have longer fingers like an NBA player. So whatever. I have a good job. You're feminine as fuck. Well, feminine or not, guess what? Women find that attractive for Asians who are feminine because you haven't looked up K-pop. For example, do the K-pop, okay? Blacks have a positive stereotype for NBA, for sports, for protector status, and pre-selection white women. So I'll show you what K-pop artists looks like. Most of these guys get much hotter women than you in Eastern Europe. They're the ones who are going to bang the hottest Ukrainians. They may look very feminine, for example. These guys, you might say they look gay as fuck, right? They look feminine. Hold on. Okay. But people like this, like if they're K-pop looking, white girls go crazy for them. I don't know why. They're not that attractive looking, in my opinion. But if you're a pretty boy type, you can fuck any 17-year-old Eastern European or really hot Russian white girl. Ex-girlfriend was Russian. Model too. So that's the thing though. So if you look like this, it's not because they're having protector status, is a pre-selection. So the music mills, you may not realize, back then, a guy called, you heard the song called Gangnam Style, right? So when he made the song, the Gangnam Style, right? Everyone start to listen to Gangnam Style. And all of a sudden, because people start listening to Korean pop music, all these skinny Korean guys, pretty boy types, start popping up everywhere in the mainstream media in the United States. And because they're K-pop looking, what happens is that, they start showing up everywhere. Women were going crazy. Mostly it's the white girls who are eating sushi, the ones who are into anime, the ones who are into K-pop. Those kind of younger white girls became more and more infatuated with these gay-looking, feminine, pretty boys. And I can tell you, for my students who bang the hottest women, one of the students with my hair color, but pretty boy type in London, he had 3 fuck buddies. 2 of them were models. One of them was a white model, white girl, and one of them was an Asian model. So it is very pre-selected. You may not agree with it, and I do think it looks kind of feminine too. But if white girls like it, give them what they want. And of the Asian students who are not pre-selected, I want to say, what the fuck are you doing with your life? If you're not a pretty boy type, you better start working out. If you're not working out, you're skinny because too much cortisol, and you're not wearing elevator shoes, fucking what? Stupid. You gotta get washed out. You can't just spam approach it because you're gonna burn out with your delusions. So, no, teenagers like feminine men when they become adults in management. It depends. It depends. Serious questions. Does penis size matter? As long as you're over 4 inches, you're fine. You can feel it. You'd rather have longer than short, but it's forgivable. Women do not care as much as you think. They care, but they don't care as much. They like it, but if they don't have it, they'll still feel it after 4 inches. So you'll be fine. If you're below 4 inches, then maybe you should work on it. Surgery, or maybe stretched out, whatever the fuck. But if you're below 4 inches, I'm just saying maybe it's something to be thinking about. If it's above 4 inches, you're fine. It's forgivable. You almost have the stereotype of Asians have small penis. They'll forgive it. American women like 7 inches or more. It depends. It depends. But in most cases, for Latinas, blacks, and whites, usually they like the longer the better. Hope that makes sense. But it's not a deal breaker because a lot of guys in California and Toronto have an Asian boyfriend who are white girls. They don't care. So that's just a very misconception. And most of these guys are not short. They're whitewashed Asian guys who can speak well. And some of them are pretty boy types. That's how it is. Mine went from 6 to 8 inches to 11 months. Feminine looking guys tend to have feminine behavior as well, like later in the relationship. Should cheat on you like Johnny Depp or Amber Heard? It really depends on your value. I'd rather you be a pretty boy type, but you're aggressive as hell, like a fucking psychopath. And that would be much better. You guys are making a lot of misconceptions here. You guys are making a lot of misconceptions. You guys are not dating coaches. You guys will not get a student light ever. You can't project your own delusional reality as facts. We have to look at the stats. We have to look at the science, the scientific studies, the evolutionary psychology. If you're pre-selected and other women are into you, right? That's better if you're a pretty boy type and all the white girls are into you that are young. She'll fight very hard to keep you. She'll fight very hard to keep you. So, any remedies for white hair? Yes, cortisol causes white hairs. So when I take more ashwagandha, I do have white hairs here, right? You can see it. So, but for me, the more I take of that, I get less white hairs. But when I stop taking that, I get white hairs. White hair is caused by stress. The melatonin in your hair will disappear. So it is changeable. It depends on your stress level. So for me, I'm going back to more ashwagandha. That's the first thing you can do. You can take sesame seeds, the black ones, you can roast them. That will help you with the hair. You can take biotin. And you can also deal with the DHT in your hair because I tend to have a lot of testosterone. I have like a 85 out of 90 T-test for the Canadian test of testosterone. I'm not on steroids. I'm not super big muscle-wise or anabolic, but I have a lot of cortisol too because I'm always like in the fight mode. I'm always aggressive. So for me, take ashwagandha. And I also have DHT shampoos. So sometimes the hair grows back a little bit. It was thinning here, but it got back thicker. So I use a DHT reducing shampoo and conditioner. It might cost a lot of money, but it's well worth it. I think the company is called Pador or something Adore Pador or something like that. Get one of those. It costs about $60 for 2, but it's well worth it. Bottles are huge. Like I said, and also sometimes I bleach it out. So whenever I got too many white hairs, I bleach it out. It's not because I want to look K-pop. It's because I got too much white hairs. I have white hair since I was 20 years old. Pieces of it. It scares people. It's maybe a genetic thing. But sometimes there are nice and easy for men. You can use it and it'll turn the hair very black. But sometimes the white hairs stick out more because there's a contrast. But yeah, I would bleach it out because you need to get the color out of it first. The melatonin or melanin, whatever, out of the hair. And then afterwards, when it turns into more orangey color, then you dye it. But that only lasts for a short while. But yeah, when I was approaching more teenage girls and shit back then, I had to take care of my hair. So I always have to keep the white hairs out. Your followers are lame. Mills, you're fucking lame. You better not have said that. Next time you fuck with me, right? I will fuck with you really badly. You understand that, Mills? I will fucking get you all this chat. I don't need to hear your fucking tall Negro ass positive stereotype bullshit attacking my students or other people, potentially my students. All right? You're nothing to me. You're nothing. You're a fucking pathetic sack of shit who basically are banging women who are probably closer to like 7 out of 10, and you're thinking they're 10 out of 10. So shut the fuck up. You fuck me one more time, you fuck with me. I'll fuck with you. So just shut the fuck up. Be hell. You have a lot of estrogen too. You're feminine. Who knows? Maybe the cortisol causes a little bit of estrogen, but at the same time, I don't have that much estrogen. Like I am so much testosterone. I do have a little bit, I think. So a lot of testosterone, a little bit of estrogen. So, but it's starting to reduce. There's now more testosterone. So what was that ashwagandha? You want to get over 1,000 mg, okay? 1,000 mg per day. So if you're autistic, for example, some of my students, they have to take 3,000. For me, I only take 600. I just need enough to handle my stress. COVID-19, a lot of people are going through stress. A lot of people at COVID-19 is going through a lot of stress. So remember, Meek, next time you say something fucking shitty, I will shut your fucking mouth and wait for the next YouTube live. You understand that? Just wait until next YouTube live. Shut the fuck up. Don't talk shit. I'm just gonna remove you forever from the chat, hide you from my channel, and attack you all the time, and call you a delusional fuck, tall Negro. Just shut the fuck up right now. Just don't say anything. Just read the comments. Wait for the next chat. So you live and fight another day. That's why I suggest. So go ahead, try me. Make another comment. You're out of my fucking chat. This is my house. Okay? You want to wipe your fucking shoes in my house? All over the sofa with your mud and your bullshit. Don't. It's not a Rick James bitch. And then don't fucking try it. Don't fucking try. Don't try to be alpha right now. Don't. I wouldn't try it. All right. Dude, you're quite emotional. No, I'm not quite emotional. I don't have to put up with shit. I don't have to put up with that fucking faggot, that thinks he's good looking and delusional fuck. So men are not going to put up with other people's bullshit. So if you do this to me in real life, I would probably headbutt you right in the fucking nose until you bleed. So most people in real life don't fuck with me. So I'm not emotional, I'm a psychopath. I'm not going to put up with shit like that. So usually I have a killer instinct. I don't mean violence, but I mean like don't fuck with me. All of you. Other dating coaches, if they fuck with me, they get fucked up with for the rest of their life. So, yeah. Ashwagandha means where the main ones you mentioned. Yeah. So he was just testing you and you get emotional. It's not testing me. It's more like he's a narcissistic psychopath or a delusional sociopath who is just trying to be sadistic because he's also dark tetrad and sadistic. So he's just talking shit. If he's testing me, I'm testing him back. Alpha people will fight back. They would. Butt heads. But they realize they don't want to hurt each other. So they back down. I'm not backing down. And just because Todd Valentine and RSD says not be non-reactive. But RSD are a bunch of cucks. They're the ones who are beta as fuck. And they don't get results. Like I said, if another man is going to talk shit with you, you ask him what the fuck is his problem in real life. If he tries to steal your women, you fucking punch him in the face. Problem solved. You guys are learning from RSD, which you call non-reactive. Like RSD is non-reactive, but they're cucks. Be a fucking man. All right. For white hair, it's also like a DHT shampoo. And also use Nice and Easy and bleach your hair out and then recolor it. Or use Nice and Easy for men for the graying. So you can put that over it. And what will happen is all the hairs will turn darker, but it might show up a little bit because all the white hairs next to it will be dark and the white hairs will be like medium. That's something you can do. So how do you get your jawline like that in your YouTube profile pic? Before I was skinnier, but now you can kind of see like I lost the fat. If you look back in the few YouTube live videos, I've learned how to burn off of the fat. So it kind of looks like this. So I stick out the chin a little bit before I take a picture. For modeling and stuff, it's called a chicken chin, like this. If you stick out your pictures and your Instagram pictures, it gives you more of a jawline. You see that? It's a cheat code. Like that. So the jaw shows up. Like that. See that? So when you're modeling stuff, just stick out your chin. You're on the side, you're looking like this. Chicken chin. See that? The jawline shows up. That's the secret. So for all your Instagram pictures, you think that if you stick out your neck a little bit, chicken chin. Forward. Not up, not down. Chicken chin. The jawline will show up. See that? And you take a picture. That is going to make a big difference in your pictures. This is one of those secrets for modeling and stuff. Chicken chin. Less here. Yeah. You can't really see here, but if you do this, just a little bit, that'll improve the jawline. It's not because you have better jawline, but it's just because you know how to do that. So I learned that from let's see. No man brings other up. I don't care what you guys think. You guys, your opinions are very little to me. Okay? Scoobert, because we all kings. You sound like a Negro. Negroes are just a bunch of people that shoots each other and loots everything. Except for my students who are good black folks. I don't respect your opinion. So fuck what you think. What are the main other things that you mentioned? Right here, I already said that. How do you get jawline like that? Can you go back to your first approach days? Like jutting your jaw. Jutting your jaw, but you don't jut it upwards or downwards. There's a very specific jutting it. Right here. See that? It's always forward, like a chicken. Chicken does this. It's just a little bit chicken chin. That's all you have to do. In your pictures, if you want to look more alpha for your Instagram, women will always try to show their figure. So the women will do more of this kind of thing. And they'll spread the legs because it makes their waist look smaller. But for pictures, as a man, you want to show off more of your chest. So you'd be standing like this, but the hands are closer together. You see that? On a blazer and stuff like this. You want to show out the chin. So you want to show the bulk here. The women want to show thinness. Men want to show the bulk. That's good for your pictures. So that's another cheat code. And the way you stand is that you want to stand as if you're standing in the bar, where you just sort of laid back and casual. And you want to keep everything natural looking at the same time. Jut out the chin, chicken chin. So that's what models use, chicken chin. Most of your students are snowflakes. Once they are done with your coaching, they're back to square one. They don't retain skill permanently. No amount of skill work in the long run. I would say, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, holy diver. Because a lot of students still get results, consistent results. Some of them are not PUAs. They're just normal people. So they get their girlfriend, they get out of the game. Or they get their fuck buddy, get out of the game. They get laid, they're happy. So, yeah. Once they're done with your coaching, they're back to square one. See, there's a lot of haters now. So I want to say fuck you to my haters. I don't care about your opinion. My student gets results. Your favorite coach, Bradicus, does not have any student results for the products. And he only got 2 for the day game coaching. And Todd Valentine only has 1 student results. So fuck you, holy diver. Fuck you. So what do you say about that? 443. Some students are consistent. In COVID-19, they have to adapt. But my student get results. Your favorite coach does not have consistent student results. So fuck you. So does my height matters? I'm 5'8" and 4.5. Yes, it matters. You still be treated like 5'4". So you still be treated like 5'4". So you want to wear heel lifts for in your case. You don't need elevator shoes because you may not be that buffed. So what you want to do is to wear heel lifts. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. That would be 5'9". If you're shorter, like 5'7" or 5'6" or 5'4", then you need elevator shoes. So that you cherry pick? No, I pick whatever students. I think holy diver, you're just a jealous fuck. So go fuck yourself. Maybe you didn't get results on my coaching, so you blame it on me. Or you're just a hater. You can hate all you want. I'm the only dating coach in the world that gets student results during COVID-19. I didn't pick. So what about Air Max? No, do not wear Air Max. You want to wear something that is brown color shoes. Brown is the new black. You have a low leg count. Whatever you say, you can say whatever the fuck you want. Talk shit all you want. holy diver. Fuck you. Well, guess what? The self-proclaimed high lay count guy and white people, they don't have any proof of lay counts because they don't have a same day lay infield. So where's your proof? Where's Todd Valentine's proof? Maybe he has a low lay count, but you don't question them. You want to see 100 lay counts? Like I said, I will film 100 of them. A lot of haters here. Bro, John is 43 years old and has been fucking bitches since the 80s. I'm not going to say my age. Okay? I'm not going to say what my age is. So, fuck you, holy diver. Who the fuck are you, holy diver? Cherry pick. Once you're done with your coaching, you're like, oh, fuck you. I don't have to put up your shit. Most of your ladies of those women are just picks. They're not just picks. J-Moth fucks for real. J-Moth has no proof. Because he's never shown a pick. If he fucks, it could be seeking arrangements or Tinder, and he uses that as lay picks. The rest, he has no proof. He just pulls. And if Bradicus only pulls like 1 out of every 7 or close, what about him? Does he have 10 lays and 70 pulls in the infields? That's what I'm saying. See, white people don't have to show proof. White people just have to self-proclaim. Asians and other minorities have to show proof. I think you're a brainwashed cuck, holy diver. J-Moth, I don't think that I think he pulls a lot. He calls every pull a lay. I have no proof of that. But I have no proof that he has any proof that he got from beginning to end. So shut the fuck up. Brad's Kiss only has a 100 lay count, dude. Holy diver. That's pretty low. So fuck you. So I'm only 16. Any tips on growing taller? Hang off the bars a lot. Hang off the bars a lot. And start to drink a lot of milk, get a lot of calcium. One of the things I didn't do is get a lot of calcium. But yeah, try to hang upside down from bars on your legs. That can help a little bit. So I got 1 pull out of 1 out of 2. Pull or lay. Because Bradicus can pull. For me, it's 1 to 1. So fuck you, Mills. I'm short. It was 1 lay, 1 approach. So fuck you guys. I'm an RSD fanboy. I like RSD Tyler and Julian. Well, RSD Tyler and Julian taught Jan Lifestyle. Jan Lifestyle taught all the Asians and they got no results and they all quit the game. So holy diver, you're stupid. Julian Blanc has no like fucking same day lay infields for Daygame. And his game does not work for Daygame. So fuck you, holy diver. If you follow Julian Blanc, the psychopath Blanc, and he has a wife who's 6 out of 10 or 6.5. And Tyler, he's the one with a low lay count. He has no proof. It's all from social circle and status game from RSD. Dude, I've seen J-Moth close stunners in front of my eyes. You know, the word stunners, you sound like you're J-Moth. He pulls better looking women than you. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. His women are just like old looking women with fake tits and lots of makeup. And they look like, you know, whatever. And the seeking arrangement women may look better. So, rate Kylie Jenner. See, you think you fuck Kylie Jenner, but you got no proof. A lot of you got no proof. Like I said, in court, proof is something that can show as proof. He has evidence. Self-proclaimed guy has evidence. He has no proof. 0 proof. All evidence. That's it. White people have no proof because they never show a same-day lay before. Never. Ever. Maybe Alpha Man training or something. He showed some. Doesn't mean he gets rejected a lot, but he also went to jail for rape. So he's the only one. Brad's Kiss, I'm not sure if he showed from, I haven't seen the stuff from approach to lay. But it's supposedly approach to pull. He pulls 700 and closes very little. Like I said, white people suck. Crap Riz My King showed 3 pulls, no lays. All at nighttime. White people suck. White people need to show proof. White people need their white privilege revoked. Where's your proof? They have no proof. Where's Todd Valentine's proof? He has no proof. You can't start trusting white people. They have no proof. Rate her. She's not bad. Let's just say that. To me, she looks like an 8.4, 8.3. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of pull-up bars and grew half an inch during quarantine. That's good. Try to think upside down pull-up bar, but be careful not to break your fucking neck. If you can find a way to go upside down and hang by the legs, you can also grow a little bit taller. You want to put stress on the bones. A lot of vitamin D, magnesium, and calcium. For me, my mother did not drink a lot of milk. She drank a lot of soup. So for me, I actually have osteoporosis, by the way. My bones did not grow. That's why I'm not aging. This is why I can be as old as I am. I'll never look older than my age. I'll never look like older than 24, 25 for the rest of my life because my bones do not grow and change. Hope that makes sense. Let's see. Do you want to tell us about your Pakistani mentor? Bitch slaps the women and fucks them all. He's very sadistic. Let's just say that. He's a psychopath. So sadistic. I fuck girls that look better than her all the time. Like I said, gravity boots. It's all self-proclaimed. White people and other people are all self-proclaimed. They have no proof. So I asked the whole industry, show something from beginning to end for white people before I believe you. We need to stop believing white people. Stop believing white people. Hashtag stop believing white people. Okay? Like I said, hashtag until they prove it, I don't believe it. Stop believing white dating coaches. How many dating coaches have you seen with a pulling field? Brad's Kiss at least can pull. That's why they respect him. This is why self-proclaimed high lay count guy, because he can't really pull during day game. He can't do it. I've never seen it. He walks and he goes across the street going, whoa, 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 with like a beta fucking cuck around her with really bad game facing her without standing 45 degrees. And then he switches his game over to RSD Tyler style, which is constantly touching all day. He doesn't know how to adapt. He's autistic, a complete psychopath. So therefore, his game, when he's doing day game, he says day game sucks. It does not lead to a lot of leads. He's only got like a fucking 25 lay count during day game. He does not have a complete system. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Neither does Todd Valentine. Brad's Kiss is only 100 lays. Even Jan has more lays than Bradicus. Everyone does. All the dating coaches do. Bradicus is like one of the worst. One lay testimonial, guys. That's it. So, one of your best students already learned same day lay. You claim that you taught him. That is true. That is true. And he claims he learned it, but in reality, I do have it documented. That was his first same day lay during day game. It doesn't mean he might have same day lay during night game or something. He claims otherwise, but he actually did same day lay under my coaching. That time, when I show you the screenshot, he fingered a girl. That was the first time he fingered. He doesn't go for same day lays before with Justin Wayne's game. He goes for day twos. So he might have pulled during night game for same day lays, but not during day game. He can say whatever he wants. Why do you disable your comments on your testimonial videos? I don't think I disabled them. If I did, my old YouTube for Gaming Elite, right? When I was using this channel, used to disable it in the past. I didn't really care about comments. So, yeah. I think they're enabled now, so you can talk. So, yeah. Holy Diver, yeah, claim you taught. And you claim you taught him. Like I said, I still claim under evidence, like I have it all written down, or all in his fucking private messages. That was his first same day lay. He can but you said user techniques are good, but he didn't learn a lot. He didn't need to learn a lot. He just needed to get over the line. That's it. And he was using my techniques because Social Prime did not like that he was using all my lines. So, John, you gave me your stuff for free. Did I? One of my friends got a Me Too by a lay, and he lost like half his followers laughing my ass off. You got to be careful with that Me Too movement. If you're like a sociopathic, you can get in trouble. Anyone who gets in trouble is usually psychopaths or sociopaths. Jan's got in trouble by the local news. Bradicus got in trouble, a psychopath. Julian Blanc got in trouble. Roosh V got in trouble. You know, A-Game from London got in trouble. Lots of people who are psycho or socio got in trouble. Eventually, if you use alcohol too much in your game and you try to close her and you're not good looking in the United States, 1 out of every 10 is going to be a rape charge. I guarantee it. So be careful. Do not use alcohol. That's what I think. So, who are you, Holy Diver? Are you one of my old students? Oh, I think I know who you are, Holy Diver. You are my old 5'7" Indian student who basically became ungrateful, just like all the other Indians. That's who you are, Holy Diver. You got like 3 lays under my coaching. So fuck you. You just got a low golden ratio. You became a hater. And you trust white people. You can't stop sucking J-Mob's dick. That's the problem. You can't stop sucking off his dick. Your student was reciting or vomiting out your lines. He wasn't himself anymore. So what? It works. Are you, who the fuck are you, Holy Diver? Are you my old student, like the Indian guy? Or are you like Social Prime or something? Or somebody else? Who the fuck are you? You know, I don't have to put up with your shit, Holy Diver. I'm going to contact you on WhatsApp. I'm going to kick you out of the inner circle. Ungrateful fucking Indian. I got you all these lays and you got angry at me. And you can't stop sucking JMO's dick. And I argued with you about proof, and he has shown no proof. And you kept saying, oh, because it's alpha this, alpha that. He's no proof. White people have no proof. Todd Valentine has no proof. Julian Blanc has no proof. RSD Max just won same day lay. You're not him? But you are somebody. You're probably more in the PUA circle, to the SOPOT kind of shit. You're in that circle, the PUAs. I don't always teach the PUA types. But you are somebody. Like I said, that student, he still got results. Unlike Justin Wayne, where he did 500 approaches just to get 2 pulls. He broke it down into 3 weeks with 5 lays. And then he got a bunch of other lays. So I would say that my game did work, because he had all the other components with the good social skills, the good fashion, the good Instagram. He wanted to learn night game. So yeah, I would say that he should give credit where it's due. So it's okay. He blocked me recently, you know, because another student showed me that I said he wasn't attractive, and that's true, he was not attractive, but he still got results. That's why I respected him. So that's why I think he took it out of context. But regardless, I still think he's a great student. Whatever he learned, he tweaked it. He spilled my same lines. It worked. He just needed social skill. He just needed a different strategy. Not number close, same day lays. He used to do a lot of number close insta-dates with Justin Wayne's game. But Justin Wayne did not get any credit because his stuff sucks. I made it more efficient. Take me inner circle. You have to pay for it, and I have to trust you. We have to interview you. No. Yeah. You know that's true. You know that's true. That you're just getting day 2s, and you're closing with Facebook with your job and stuff. That's what's happening with a high value job. 2 of them, the same job. And number close through Facebook. Day 2s, insta dates. I know, because I analyze your infields, Holy Diver. If you are that student, I have analyzed all your infields. I know exactly your game. I still have those infields. So you can't say shit. And you were not doing same day lays. You're pulling from the dates, but you did not do the same day lay shit. Maybe for business, you want to make it seem like it. But you and I know. You and I know. Before me, you weren't doing same day lays. Maybe night game, not day game. I think high cortisol stunts growth. Yeah, work on that too. What do you think about Latina women? Holy shit. Okay. Latina women are very flaky towards value because they have bigger hips. They look for guys with bigger V-shaped bodies. They'll go for the Asian guys who are 5'11" to 6'2" that are good looking and full of muscles. They're not racist. But the guys who are like me are short and skinny, Latinos will flake on them nonstop. Because the bigger hips that she has, the more flaky she is. Instagram closes seems to help with Latinas when you have a good pre-selection. It seems for Justin Mark. So that's an anomaly. But most Latina women are flaky even towards their own race. Latina women will go for white guys and Latino guys mostly because they're comfortable, or Asian guys who look like they're Mexican. If you look Filipino and Mexican, the women will give you more compliance, Latinas, because they're very comfortable, because you look like you're from Peru or Mexico. They look very Asian-like, very Filipino. So it's about the physical appearance. You want to go for Latinas for bachata, You want to close them at night. You don't want to close them during daytime. Because if you don't close a Latina during daytime and you're short and you're Asian, you will never see her again. Latinas are the flakiest women in the world. I had a student who was 6'2". 5'11", the bald guy. He got 2 same-day lays under my training. But then afterwards, he started to like mentally fuck up. He got too narcissistic. 80% of the women in his area were Latinas and he got flaked on. He was tall, he was strong, but he was not good looking. Latina women are the flakiest of all of them. So if they're into the high lay count guy, into him, they're into the tall white guys. Obviously, Bradicus, tall white guys. Justin Mark, very interesting anomaly. But all the Asian people, all the other Asian PUAs that I'm in contact with around the world, they all been flaked on the most by like Latina women. So I don't like Latina women in general because they're flaky. Not because they're racist, it's because they're shallow. That's my opinion on Latina women. What do you think about, bro, Latina women are hot. They're very hot, okay? That you have, they like guys who have a lot of sexual dysmorphism, like height and wide shoulders. That's correct. They're really into that. So Latina women are actually very attractive, and they're even more attractive if they're half white and half Latina, or they're Brazilian. They look white, or Spain's okay. As long as they're half white and Latina or Colombian, but they have white skin and they have blue eyes, they're very, very beautiful. They're among the top 10 most beautiful women in the world, the Latinas. So I would say that when you see countries like Venezuela, Brazil, and stuff like that, they're usually top out in the top 10 list, next to Ukraine, next to Russia, you know what I mean? So yeah, they're very, very beautiful. But at the same time, they're very, very shallow. And I was going to a workout store one time to get some protein shakes. And this guy told me that he got a Latina girlfriend. I wasn't surprised. An Asian guy. He was all buffed. He was bigger than Jan. He was so buffed in BC. Then he was really tall. He was like 6'1" or something. And I was like, of course. So yeah, they're attracted to tall, muscular looking, good looking Asian guys. Or Filipino looking Asian guys that looks like Mexicans, but they are very flaky towards all the rest. And most people, if you Google flaky women and Latinas, you'll find tons of articles from myself and other dating coaches who have called Latina women the flakiest women in the world. They are the flakiest. Colombians, like Mexicans, are flaky, but it gets worse with Colombians, and the most flaky one in the world is Brazilians. I use Brazilians as punching bags. I would tease the shit out of them and just rip them apart for practice to get my state up. So when she says Brazilian, I call her Brazilians. And I talk about Donald Trump and building a fence, and they always say like, oh, that's Mexicans, that's not Brazilian. I say same fucking thing. They're Portuguese, and then you say, same fucking thing. You're all Latinas. We're not Latinas, we're Spanish, or we're Portuguese, or same fucking thing. Just troll them. Use Brazilians, if you're Asians and you're short, as punching bags. Not physically, but mentally. Punching bags. Use your practice teasing on Latinas. I guarantee you can pull Latinas home, but if you don't fucking fuck her and you just finger her, you will never see her again. Latinas are the flakiest in the world. That's what I think. What do you think about, what your thoughts about UK? For the UK, the women are very, very ugly. They're all fat and unattractive. So my student in UK got models. There's only one area with the Victoria's Secret area. For most of London, they just can't stop stabbing each other. And I think for UK, it's mostly the Middle Eastern fucks that are throwing acids in people's faces and stabbing everyone in the gut. I used to teach in London for the London Immersion program. And it's not super hard, but you need to use my stops that I use in Vancouver, because Vancouver used to be very busy. So that works really well. And you should not be approaching every woman, spam approaching them like all the other dating coaches there. The problem with their game is because of London Daygame. At first they say, hi, I thought you look kind of nice. And one time I say, hi, right cross. And they cocky funny. Push pull. You look great, but your legs look like a flamingo, like a bird. You know, I disagree with you, challenge, right? Self-musing. Oh, this is like a very cheeky moment. And then they start to like, do another amusement story. So their game sucks because in the beginning it's right cross, right, then it's all rapport. Oh yeah, I want to connect with you. I'm gonna connect with you. I connect with you. Connect. And then afterwards, they get the number close, and they start going on a date, being gay as fuck, connecting, all jabs. There's no flirts, which is hook. And then later on, at the very last minute, after like 3 or 4 dates, then they finally flirt and try to close. It is very low odds of success. London Daygame is bullshit. And my old roommate, that tall, good-looking Latino guy, was trained by 10 different coaches. He did not get laid in London. Even though he's a good-looking Latino-looking guy, but he looked more Indian than before. He did not get laid in London after 10 coaches. 0 results. London is not hard. You just need to find the girls that have nothing to do. You got to ignore the fucking traffic because there's just too many fucking women walking across. So that's what I recommend. Go to Piccadilly Circus and try to pick out the women who's like a tourist with nothing to do. I'm not saying like Todd Valentine saying she has nothing to do, but there are some women that looks around that has nothing to do. They're easy targets. Although they're all convertible, but the traffic is so big. Why fight the waves? Pick the ones that have nothing to do walking around. That's all I'm saying. That's how you win London. You need to go for that one. What? Bro, Latino women are hot. Yeah, those guys have a lot of sexual dysmorphia. Okay, what are your thoughts on New York City? New York cities are for Negroes. Okay, lots of blacks are in New York City. New York and Vancouver are the cities that are closer together. They're not super hard for black-looking people because they're pre-selected. So for Justin Wayne and stuff, New York is easier. New York attracts a lot of different talents, a lot of Latinas, a lot of Eastern European women. They all want to live in New York at a time before COVID-19. But the housing is very expensive at New York, and there's a lot of these sky trains. It's almost like a replication of Vancouver. The high prices for the buildings and living expenses makes New York very expensive. It attracts really hot women. But a lot of Negroes live there. So their game is not harder than Vancouver, but their game is harder than some of the other places in the United States. Las Vegas is super easy. New York is harder, but not the hardest. That's all I'm saying. That's why I think about New York. So if you're like a pre-selected black-looking guy, New York will be fine for you. But New York is not for everyone. I can tell you that. If I were to challenge Justin Wayne 101 in New York, I would probably lose because of the pre-selection. If he comes to Vancouver and black people are not pre-selected here, they don't like black people in Vancouver. Black people only hang around themselves at nighttime. I'll beat him. Over there, he'll beat me. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, pre-selection plays a big role. But New York, I'm just telling you now, it's just full of crime, looting, and people are moving. Oh, New York is no longer a place that people want to do business. The billionaires are getting the fuck out of there. Justin Wayne's ugly fat ass. It doesn't matter. Even you and Justin Wayne, right? The women see you both at the same. He's also getting hot women, although he's using seeking arrangements and job scams. Because you're tall and black, you get this pre-selection. You don't have to be good looking. You can be ugly as fuck and you can still close. He can close like a woman who are 7 out of 10. But when they're above like 8.5 in his in his videos and infields, it's because he's using seeking arrangements and job scams. That's how they do it. So yeah. So hope that makes sense. Let's see who's texting me. A lot of students are texting. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, eventually I gotta start teaching classes. I just want to spend some time. Sorry I wasn't here last week. So he's probably got money. Yeah, the thing is Justin Wayne has a funnel. So seeking arrangements has a funnel, right? Justin Wayne has a funnel, and so does Justin Mark. So this is the less game. The funnels equals less skills. So what happens with seeking arrangements guy, a high self-proclaimed lead count guy, he'll use a lot of Tinder stuff to bring in a lot of leads. Or he'll try to bring leads from Night Game, which he pulls. He doesn't show any proof of close. No proof, 0. And I think that he can close Night Game, sure. Tinder, he'll have a 10% of them coming out. He calls every poll lay, maybe. I don't know. I'm just alleging. I don't know. But basically what he's done is that he's seeking arrangements as lead generation. But the problem with that is sometimes the women, they can come and retaliate. When you try not to give them money, they'll blackmail you. And he has paid for sex, basically. I know. I have my inside sources. He's already paid for sex, therefore he's disqualified. So that's the truth. Exactly. So he's already paid for sex, and you know that. So holy diver, you are on the inside. You know that. So he accidentally paid for sex because he could have got beaten up by the mafia or some kind of group of the women. She could be connected to gangsters, right? So they can start a war. His life could be at stake. So that's what happened. But he uses a funnel, and most of the funnel and pictures and his height and all that stuff, because he is not good at conversions. He's good at bringing in leads. That's why he has a 10%. So he has a low conversion. It's kind of like a funnel. You know, whenever you have those YouTube ads, only 10% of the people will come in and see your sales page, and maybe a small percentage of them will buy your products. So when you pay for ads, those 100 people that comes in, you can pay for ads, they'll shove like 100 or 1,000 people into your funnel. So he has a conversion mechanism. You can have both. Justin Mark uses 2 white guys. So Bradicus and some fucking tall, good-looking white guy all the time. I forgot his name, Adrian G. So he looks like he's the alpha leader of the group. So he'll go people, he'll interview them, and whenever the woman who's uglier looking than him and below, he'll say, "Oh, I love you," whatever, and he'll get her Instagram close as a lead generator. He's using that interview as a lead generator, and it's good for marketing for YouTube. But for him, all the leads that come from Tinder, they look at the Instagram, and that creates the conversion. So his day game sucks shit for Justin Mark. Basically, everything before the Instagram close, when he pretends to do all this shit, which is like, I gotta get her talking to 50-50, and then, you know, I gotta sexualize it, and I switch to comfort. None of that shit worked. I give her validation. It doesn't matter. If you take away the conversion mechanism, which is the Instagram, the funnel does not work. In fact, every single one of his results would disappear overnight if you took away his Instagram or Facebook. It will be no results. So he'll have to face the old school POAs like us, where we have to use text game, and we have to use our vibe, and we have to use that THV through the texting. He wouldn't stand a chance. That's all I'm saying. If it weren't for that conversion mechanism, the laziness, the funnel, it wouldn't work. Okay? Justin Wayne's funnel is very simple. He brings in leads through the job scams. He also uses seeking arrangements, unlike high lay count guy. The high lay count guy got caught paying for women, as you know, holy diver. But the thing is that, so he did pay for sex, which is disqualifying all his results. It doesn't count. But for Justin Wayne, he's seeking arrangements, job scams, acting. So what he'll do is he'll bring the women in, and he'll make it seem like a talent competition or something. He'll tell the women that they have to act as if he's like the boss, and he's gonna try to hit on her, and they have to look like they are resisting. So in his product, Pickup Scammery or Negro Mastery, all the women are just pretending not to be into him. But because he's the boss, he has raised his status in the money. And then what happens is that when that happened, his ugly looks, right? Because he's tall and black, he's still 8 out of 10 for SMV. Because of his looks, he had to compensate with money and status. So you're saying, how did Justin Wayne get the other women around the other women? It's very simple. Because they're all using seeking arrangements. So when they see one woman's pre-selected with seeking arrangements or the job scam, then that's the pre-selection, not from the Instagram. And what happens is the women, the reason why they get the tattoo is because they put them through a compliance test. At first, they'll put through a few tests, and he'll pretend to walk away from her, and she's gonna cry. That's what the story is, just like Vice is bullshit. What's happening is he's gonna walk away from giving her money from the seeking arrangements or the job scam. All the money that you buy from Pickup Mastery goes right to the women. You understand that? So Justin Wayne created a funnel. As COVID-19 happened, you see Justin Wayne's business crashed. He no longer has the women in his life. The only one that stayed is because he got one woman pregnant. So he does convert them through this job scam. That means he did actually, I think he fucked them. That means he used enough game to get them to convert, but he needed the money game to get them into the funnel. Does that make sense? So a lot of dating coaches are using some kind of hidden funnel. So Justin Wayne, Justin Mark, and Seeking Arrangements guy, high self-proclaimed lay count guy, are all using funnels. They have very little skill of their own. They're just tall, pre-selected, white and blacks. Okay, but they found a way to cheat the system. So and their golden ratio goes as like this. See, self-proclaimed high lay count guys, golden ratio is around like 45 or 50. So he needs seeking arrangements. He needs to have different lead generators. because the arrow is not that sharp. He's tall, his arrow is long, and he's bulking up right now, okay? He's bulking up right now, and that makes a lot of sense because he was skinny. But his height played a role, and a little bit chubby helped him because he got protector stats. But his golden arrow is low. That's why it's hard to penetrate. That's why he pulls a lot. That's why he didn't get the same day lay closes in the videos. Okay, hope that makes sense. His golden ratio is around 40 something or 50 something. Justin Wayne's golden ratio is 62%. When he lost the body fat, he is 64%. Does that make sense? He's 64. So if he's getting women like 9 out of 10s or 8.5s, he's using some kind of money to compensate for the golden ratio. Justin Mark's golden ratio is around 55%. This is why most of his women are around 55%. If he wasn't using Adrian G and Bradicus, this is how in a third world country like Mexico, he's able to use 2 white guys. So he looks like the alpha male leader of the group. He always has 2 white guys. Have you noticed that every single time? Justin Mark, always white, always 2 tall white guys. So it's not about his looks, it's his conversion mechanism. So his height does not matter so much because it's done through high status game. He says it's fuck boy frame, but it's high status frame. It's either you have money, you're a pretty boy, or you're tall and strong. You need to have like 20 or 35. When I approach, it's not anxiety, but people around me judge me. How do I get over it? Okay, so this is what they call a spotlight effect. Okay, DK Dab. A spotlight effect is when you care what people think. So for my boot camps, I will get the students. We play a game called penis. I say the word penis. He said penis, 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 penis. We say it really loud, and we look around and say, "Is anyone judging you?" And usually they'll say no. Or you do an affirmation over and over and over. I don't care what people think about me. I only care what I think about myself. I don't care what people think about me. I only care what I think about myself. I don't care what people, I say over and over. And less, it doesn't matter. But you will not get over that spotlight effect unless you do the affirmations or you get used to that fear and seeing who the fuck rejects you. Hope that makes sense. Eventually you have to eat something. But today I want to be on here a little bit longer because I want to touch base with my students and potential students. And you guys can say whatever you want, but I still got 443 late poll testimonials. Justin Wayne only has 8, and most of them are instructors. If I'm the 9th testimonial, they're all elite instructors. They're not normal people. Only one student was Asian who was like good-looking, tall guy who got married. But other than that, all his people for his testimonials, that means Justin Wayne, you should never take his game unless you're instructor level. Otherwise, you will not get results. That's all I'm saying. Bro, I'm alone. I will be like these homeless creeps. What happens if I go from 5'10" to 5'7" when I'm taking off the elevator shoes? Wouldn't the girl get pissed? No, they will not get pissed. Because once you already converted her from hot traffic, the conversion mechanism in same-day lays, you dealt with all the objections. When you go to the bedroom, they don't give a fuck. Sometimes I wear heel lifts. When I'm in the bedroom, the women don't care. And when you're fucking, you're around the same height because you're not standing. So they don't care. And I bang much taller women too. Much younger, taller, prettier. They don't care. So, but you have to convert them first. If you pull them home, you did not convert them, then it could matter a little bit. But if you pull them home, it doesn't matter as much because I was using heel lifts, not elevator shoes. So it wasn't like a super big difference. They're already short. So yeah, they don't give a fuck once you get them to the bedroom and they're already horny and converted. And you use the sexual connection. Once you sexualize it, you'll get those objections out, the right objections. You deal with them, convert it. Todd Valentine does not understand this. He just thinks you're teasing. You don't tease during same like the incidents. You cannot tease. Teasing is like a boxing match. Earlier, you have to beat her the fuck down. At this point, she's already beaten down. Now you have to focus on closing, like a jiu-jitsu match, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. You do not do fighting. You don't tease, Todd. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. White people need to show proof. White people should start posting their whole same-day lay. And Bradicus needs to stop calling it polls. He needs to use the word same-day lay. And Todd Valentine will not use same-day lays. He'll use instant dates to sexy time. Todd, let's see it infield from you from beginning to end. The minorities need to stop showing proof, and the white people need to start showing proof. You can't give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's see. What would almost a 5'9" have to do to get protector stats? I have bulked up to 190. You definitely want to, yeah, that will give you protector status. I had a student that got like 8 lays during night game, and then he got one girlfriend, and he got one lay. He's an Asian guy. He was exactly 5'9", so he had a lot of mental issues. This was around 2014 when I was teaching, so I knew this 5'9" thing way back then, because the only 2 students that got laid from direct game when I was teaching in 2013, I was trying every style. I was field testing every style, teaching it. The student that got laid was 6'4", Indian, and 6 foot tall white. 6'4" Indian fucked the ugly Filipina. 6 foot tall white guy fucked like 2 white girls. So yes, I knew height matters, so I had to switch over the game, no more direct. So after 2013, the body language helped all the students, but I couldn't get Asian students laid at that time. I had to do a lot of tweaks to my game. It's just later when I met that Pakistani mentor. I was trashing lifestyle game, and I caught the attention of the inner circle. He recruited me into the inner circle. My task was to destroy the whole Daygame industry. That was my original plan from the inner circle. I was tasked to take down every dating coach from the inside. That was the whole goal of the inner circle. It's almost like Batman, like Ra's al Ghul. But now, after I came back, they told me not to join any other company. You're gonna get fucked. You know, they say this. You have 3 psychopaths or something on a boat. That's what he said. You're gonna get fucked. They stab you right off the boat. And I had to apologize to inner circle that he was right. I told my Pakistani mentor to fuck off for for a while. I never talked to him. The game was different. It wasn't gold bars. It was fucking bronze coins. And I went back to him now, and you can see COVID-19. The students are getting results. Students are still getting results. You know, using sexual connection, no romance. Never taught romance. Fuck romance. It's not going to get student results. Justin Wayne, 8 testimonials, romance. This is what happens. It cuts out all the testimonials. Direct, 1 testimonial or 2, like Brad Ass Kiss, or 1 like Todd Valentine. Never go direct, never use romance. Hope that makes sense. Let's see. But if you're 5'11", you need to be a little bit wider. You want to be proportional to it. If you are like 6'4" and you're skinny, it'll work against you. Yeah, height fucks with my mind. It holds me back, even though my golden ratio is 92%. You have a very good golden ratio, okay? So if it's 92%, you should be focusing on social skills and social calibrations. 92 is higher than most celebrities. So you need to bulk up. You need to work all social skills and all social calibration. Elite 30, dude. All of it. And practice the TV show Friends. Give it a thumbs up if you guys are getting a lot. I'm skipping a lot of students just to talk to you guys. For the ungrateful students, okay? I mean, ungrateful people here. So a lot of students get laid. Can you improve their golden ratio? No. Only surgery can improve the golden ratio. Surgeons use the golden ratio. They'll move your nose up and down into the right area, so that way you can get more attraction. So a lot of surgeons are using the golden ratio thing too for plastic surgery. So for some people, they can move the nose up and down, the eyes, they can reshape some of these things to improve the golden ratio. So it's not so much about the height or looks, it's about the arrow theory. So Scuba going nation is 92%. I'm white, 5'11" and shredded, but my problem is my hair. I saw your program, right? You keep talking about people, Asians, how you pick perfect haircuts. Yeah. Are you saying the golden ratio is the standard measurement for looks? Correct. Black Pill believes that there's a maxilla theory, right? Where it's up here, and if you have a recessed jawline or the jaw, that's bullshit. I have found that the golden ratio, if you look at every dating coach in the world, you can see which ones are using seeking arrangements or a funnel. The lowest golden ratios are Justin Mark, Johnny Burba, high lay counts, self-proclaimed guy who paid for sex, and also no proof, never from beginning to end. It's all evidence. He calls it proof. I say evidence. Zero proof. Lots of evidence and zero proof. And Justin Wayne, they have the lowest golden ratio. The guys that you see as dating coaches and you see them getting hot women, you're like, oh, that guy's ugly. No, it's the golden ratio. Because I also got my other student, who is a tall 6'2" white guy with an ugly face and a mustache, and I told him to shave his hair. He banged a 9 out of 10 girlfriend, 7 out of 10, and he got 4 fuck buddies. If you're bald and you have a good golden ratio, it doesn't even fucking matter. Hair has nothing to do with it, guys. Hair has nothing to do with it. I'm going to show all my bald students in the future. There's about 7 of them. Most of them got laid. Some got girlfriends. You're like, what the fuck? Doesn't make any sense. Because bald is not ugly. It's all a lie. It's about the positive stereotype. So if you look like you're black and you're bald, you look like a positive stereotype. It's all a fucking lie. You guys been brainwashed. So, Super, what's your Insta? So John, how does one get high quality women beyond one's league? Well, the thing is that if you see people like me that bang women way harder than my look scale, it's because my golden ratio is 82%. I could get 92. So that's one way of doing it. The second way is to use the Instagram. You want to use pre-selection. You want to make a lot of female friends. And you need to have a game of a complete psychopath like me. Your game is that you, just like the other 5'4" Filipino student, you need to steamroll over women. You need to have no respect for women. They do not count as human beings. I know this sounds awful, but you need to run over women like a tank. And you don't give a fuck what they think. You need to be so alpha that you need to be able to tease her. You need to be able to flirt with her. And you need to pull her as like a Filipino. Filipinos will always beat the Vietnamese students. They always have more social skills, and they pull aggressively like a Mexicans. They're fucking aggressive pit bulls. That's what I like about Filipino students. Most of my Filipino students, I guarantee you, they'll get laid fast. That's what you need to do. And your social skills need to be perfect to fit into tribes, and you need a good fashion. Okay? So that's what I'll recommend. To get women above your look scale, you need to have a lot of inner game. And you need to not give a shit that you're Asian or short. When I do Daygame, I don't remember who the fuck I am. I don't remember I'm Asian. I think I'm white or something. And the women, I don't even bring up the race. I don't say, can you guess what race am I? I don't. I just fucking steamroll over women like a psychopath. Like no mercy. That's how you do it. If you do have mercy, it's about evolutionary psychology. It's the behavioral game. Your behavior needs to be alpha as fuck, but you need to be different than all the other guys she rejected. Women has never been beaten the fuck down mentally. My Pakistani mentor beats the shell for mentally when he approaches her. My God, do you actually wear that? And you're actually like, you're not embarrassed wearing fucking yoga pants like that? He'll low blow. He doesn't just punch them. He low blows, cunt punch. Then afterwards he'll do it again. So why are you looking at me like that? You have like a deer in the headlights or something in effect? You look like you're gonna get run over. No guy has ever talked to her like that before, ever in their lifetime. Okay, you don't need seeking arrangements. You don't need this. You need to steamroll. It doesn't mean you'll keep her in your life if you're short and Asian. You'll fuck her and she'll disappear because you're not boyfriend material. But that's how you do it. You need to be a complete fucking psycho to the max. Not giving a shit. It's not about connection. Tall black students always connecting. Or tall black looking dating coaches. Or try and connect and try and be expressive and try and be like whatever bullshit. You need to steamroll. And Asians have an inner game issue. Okay, I'm white with perfect set of hair, but I don't know how to style it. I can't teach you. That's only for my boot camp students and stuff like that. But you want to look, yeah, I can't tell you. Sorry. That's kept to my students. I didn't style it perfectly. I just want to be on YouTube Live because a person asked me a question about height. Tips for my students. Why do you tease women? Well, think about it this way, okay? If you're a tall Negro like Justin Wayne, you don't have to tease women. You just have to show up and they're into you. So they don't tease. But you have to keep her on the line. Ah, fuck. It's sleeping. It's staying on my leg. So if you don't tease women, they're off the line. Okay? So, for example, I better buy more of these pens. If this is a line, okay? So if you're a Negro, you start with a hot traffic, 87% hot. In the beginning, if you went direct here, right, and you're not a positive stereotype, you're off the line. You see that? You're off. And you'll be rejected here. So you think it's a numbers game. But however, if you tease her right here, instead of opening, you don't open direct. You open indirect, you switch to adaptive. She's on the line. Now she's rolling her fucking eyes. She had no respect for you. If you tease her hair like a push-pull, she rolls her eyes, guess what? She's back on the line, right? oh my God, you're so blonde, right? But your roots are showing. You're probably not a real blonde person. And she's like, what the fuck? No guy's ever talked to her like that before. And now she's starting to change her body language and she's on the line. Does that make sense? And over here, she's now connecting with you a little bit, but she's giving you fucking attitude again. Right? It's like bitch slap her mentally. That's why you need to tease. If you have less value, you need to tease to keep her on the line at those specific points. It's like Mayweather Jr. counter punching when the women's trying to hit him. Block hit, counter punching. So it's a counter punching theory. It's a game of rock, paper, and scissors. So there is no numbers game. You can close on the first approach. You cannot be autistic. You have to be able to guess and look at when she's teasing. And whenever you're too much on the line, right? Like Todd Valentine, he's always cocky, funny, too gamey. You need to flirt right here to keep her moving to a sexual direction. So the whole game is teasing at the right times, flirting when it sounds like a gay best friend conversation, and having the behavior of a high-value person, like my Pakistani mentor, and bitch slapping her in the beginning. Todd says you gotta tease her later, after the incident. It's bullshit. Todd does not know what the fuck he's talking about. He does not understand this game. This is a conversion mechanism. It is not a 10% numbers game like Paul Jenka and white people. This is a conversion mechanism. So for them, they're thinking more like Grant Cardone. They're thinking about bringing leads into a funnel. They had the argument. And Jordan Belfort is better of a closer. He's more of a salesman. For me, I can close any student if I go on the phone with them or sell them anything. I have a 90% close rate. And that's very good for Daygame. So my persuasion is very powerful, but I keep them on the line. It's the same thing for all the people that join elite access. Because COVID-19 is hard. I've closed you. But it's good because I want you to be my students. You guys will be my future testimonials. But for this, it's just like sales. You got to keep her on the line. And later, you got to deal with objections and sexualize it to pitch. So it's not a numbers game. It is a game of skill. It is a game of calibrations. It is not about flirting and teasing like the Justin Wayne. It's not about that. It's not about punching nonstop. You know, it's not about hook punches all day and touching. That's what Justin does. Barely conversation. Touch. He's always the uppercut guy. He's like a Mike Tyson game. He's always like a Mike Tyson. He's always into like, That's Justin Wayne's game. There's hardly any, he doesn't know how to talk properly. He sounds Aspergers. That's why. So yes, this is why you need to tease. If you take teasing out of the game, but the problem is that Todd Valentine has taken this to a new level of trying to get positive reactions by being cocky funny. Hey, you're cute, right? He's off the line already. Hi, you're cute. You look adorable. He's off the line again. He's just getting positive reactions. Fake reactions before she flicks. Not indicators of compliance, but indicators of interest. It looks good for the camera, but he doesn't have any pull or same-day lay infields. I'm not even sure if Bradicus actually has any same-day lay infields. I honestly don't know. I haven't checked. Most of the people that are white dating coaches do not have a single same-day lay infield from beginning to end. Charisma King does not have it. They all suck. And the one that did have it went to jail, which is Alpha Man Training. He went to jail. Okay? So that's white people. They're disappointing. They're just poles. Dry poles. They suck. The blacks can beat them. And even the black-looking guys can beat the shell of the white people. That's why they have more infields. They have more pre-selection. They have more protector stats. They can flirt more. And this is the thing. They play more of the game. It doesn't mean they're playing the right game. They're playing the game that works for them. Be more emotional and fucking all day just flirt and tease. That's autistic to me with robotic lines. I don't play that kind of game. It's all free-flowing, but the algorithms. So yes, you have to tease. So fuck you, Justin Wayne. 8 testimonials. You don't tease. Guess what happens? Teasing is getting the students on the line. On the boot camp, if I in-ear coach a student, I say, tease the bitch now, tease the bitch, tease the bitch. Flirt now, you dumb fuck. Okay, connect. I tell them to switch away. Tease her now. If I do that, she will not be able to leave. She's always going to be there. Every woman can be converted. It just depends how sadistic you are. Sometimes you have to be very psychopathic to keep her there. Rip her apart. Most of you cannot do it because most of you are giving validation, like Justin Mark says. Oh yeah, hi, cute. You're a model, I'm a model. Oh nice, tickle his chest. Oh wow, cool. every validation gets you off the line. So the whole thing is about hot, warm, and cold traffic. You always want to keep your hot traffic. So when you get her to the bedroom, you'll close. That's the secret. Holy shit. How do you guys not know this shit? Because you don't have any game. You listen to the wrong people. And the short guy that wants to commit suicide, he listened to David. And now, he fucked up his life because he's off the line. Okay, golden ratio is somehow related to your bite and mouth. Not really, because the golden ratio is in the front of your face. It's not on the side. It's not for your recessed jawline. So your golden ratio is calculated algorithms. Who has the highest golden ratio in Hollywood? Okay, in the world. Okay, Kim Kardashian for women and Amber Heard. Amber Heard's beautiful. I think Amber Heard's fucking stunning. She doesn't look much better than the women I've seen in Eastern Europe. But when you see her face, right, you feel like a lot of dopamine gets released in your brain. So the girls, when they see me, they got a dopamine release. It's the same with these other ugly dating coaches that you see that has high golden ratio but ugly looks. So Amber Heard. You may not realize it, but when you look at Amber Heard, right, okay, the way her face is, she's the woman with the highest golden ratio in the world. She may not look much better than Ukrainians or, but at the same time, she actually looks very beautiful. In your mind, you're thinking to yourself that you feel a little bit anxious. I know. I don't find her super attractive, but you are going through a dopamine release when you look at her face. You see that? You're gay? Fuck you. Like your lips and chins are affected by it. So that's the thing. And who's number 2? Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian is the second one. She has the second highest golden ratio in the world. Okay? Who's number 3? Angelina Jolie. I don't think Angelina Jolie looks that pretty, in my opinion. Okay? Maybe you can find a younger picture of her. But however, her golden ratio is in the 90s range. So for men, who has the highest golden ratio in the world? Okay? The highest in the world is Brad Pitt. I think there's like a few actors. Let me check. Golden ratio. Celebrities. Men. Highest. Okay? So Robert Pattinson, right, the new Batman, has the highest golden ratio in the world right now. He is at 92.15%, which is very strange. Okay? So let's see. You're a dumb, grumpy, angry bitch. Hide users. Okay, fuck you, DK Dab Dab. Yep, you're out of my channel. Don't fuck with me. I don't feel it. John, with the same race, do you get a 10 for your status with category? With the same race, do you? No. Asians are 1 out of 10. So 1 out of 10. So. Not you dumb grumpy Asian bitch, damn. Is DK Dab Dab Justin Egler or something? Well, fuck you. You don't have any game. Stop sucking off white people's dicks and using 2 tall white guys. Okay. Let's see. Henry Cavill, that Superman guy, also has a high golden ratio. I didn't know that. But he is, to women, they're attracted to him. And Bradley Cooper has a 91%, which is very high. Brad Pitt has a 90.15. I don't find Brad Pitt to be attractive at all. I think male models physically look more attractive than him, but women are into Brad Pitt. Let's see, who's the highest. George Clooney is an old guy, but women are into George Clooney. Now you know why. Hugh Jackman has 89%. David Beckham, 88.96. Idris Elba has 88, the black guy. So Idris is the highest golden ratio for a black man. So yes, you can see why women find these guys attractive. It's not because they're physically attractive, but the women are attracted to them. So hope that makes sense. No, I mean for Indian girls, like Indian guys, like a 10 for status category. Well, you're Indians, right? So you're Korean Indians. You both are like 2 out of 10 for your fucking status. But you have the same status as Indian women. You're both like a 2. Most men are not into Indian women because they think they smell, they have mustaches, and they have hairy arms. I'm not trying to be racist here. I'm not. But this is what men think. They're just not into Indian women. Most people are not into Indian women, no matter how hot they are. They just have these stereotypes that have very fucking hairy pussies, like an afro down there. Men are into it. So yes, so if there's a golden ratio and you know that women are attracted to the golden ratio, then you know that every dating coach, do you know this is a secret? Guys, listen, tell you a secret. Every dating coach has a woman that they get, the hottest ones are exactly identical to their golden ratio. They're identical. Does that make sense? So every single woman you see from a same day lay or close, if they have lower golden ratio, they're using seeking arrangements, guys, all of them. Or they're using some kind of funnel mechanism. That's the secret. That's the secret. If they have high golden ratio, right, they'll usually be doing more polls and stuff. Justin and Wayne has low golden ratio, seeking arrangements. Hope that makes sense. The whole thing is fucking rigged. Every dating coaches get exactly what they get. James Tusk golden ratio, 72%. This is why women who are 80-something% and 90% and 10 out of 10, he told me, he cannot close them. But he can close the 7s, 6s, and 5s easily. You see that? James Tusk. And you look at Social Prime, right? Social Prime is handsome, but his golden ratio is 55%. You're like, what the fuck? But he looks handsome, John. It doesn't make sense to me. That's why the women he bangs, right, are kind of ugly in his orgies. Every coach gets exactly their golden ratio. The only coach that gets below the golden ratio is Jan Lifestyle. Jan Lifestyle's like 84%, but he's banging women like 5 out of 10 and censoring their faces. So Jan has like no game whatsoever. Complete fucking psycho and socio. And he's using RSD Julian's game. He's teaching the 3 vibes, like Julian Blanc. Self-amusement, fun vibe, and I forgot what the last one was. Challenging vibe. Are you from Vancouver? Nice. Self-amusement joke. I'll snort coke off my dick. And then back to like a challenging. So how are you? And then fun vibe, another self-amusement. And then fucking, it's a stupid game. Challenging, self-amusement, and fun vibe. That's all it is. That's not game. That's not game. So if he's game below his look scale, then his game is, he's autistic. And he got in trouble with the news. Just like Bradicus. Just autistic. Autistic. So yeah, but outside of Jan Lifestyle, every single coach gets the women roughly around their golden ratio. There is no looks theory. There's no like universal attractive rating. So if you're wondering why an ugly guy is getting hot women, or a hot, or I mean good looking guy is getting ugly women, the reason why is because the golden ratio. That is the actual look standards. It's not about being bald. It's not about being attractive and not attractive. Race matters more. Height matters more. Golden ratio matters. Women only see it. That's why they get hot traffic. So if you look at their infields, right, you see the women smiling at them. If they look like a tall Negro, if they have a chest cam like this, or a cam up here, the woman's already smiling. That's already not warm traffic or cold traffic. That is hot traffic. They're always getting hot traffic. Don't you see? 87% of white women are into blacks. They're getting hot traffic. This is not game. They're not facing an uphill battle as they make you. They're facing downhill. Okay. Yeah, I eventually have to go. Got a lot of students like contacting me. I hope you guys enjoy the time that that I spent with you guys. Sorry I wasn't here for the week. I had too many students to train at once. I even have to like tell one student to practice his accent for a month and fuck off for a month. So there's only so many people I can train at once. So 443 late poll testimonials. I have same day late infields. None of the white dating coaches outside Alpha Man Training has it. Alpha Man Training went to jail. Bradicus doesn't. I don't think he has any of them from beginning to end. The Waynes have it. We are the only ones that have it. That's it in the whole industry. None of them have it. None of the London dating coaches have it. Crap Rizma King doesn't have it. Todd Valentine doesn't have it. Maybe RSD Max 1, but nobody else has any. It's just us. Just a small group of people that has ever shown same day lay. The rest has not. It's not just the golden ratio. Actors have status, fame. Yeah, that's very important too. So that is true. I totally agree with that. But however, the golden ratio for people who are not actors like my Pakistani mentor, it makes a lot of sense. If you have it, it's very good. Like I said, if you're not that Indian guy And I thought he was very good looking, a pretty boy type. His golden ratio was really low. I was very shocked. We both put his face into the algorithms, and it's like, fuck. And he's like, no wonder I'm getting like low traffic. And he says, can you put that Filipino guy, 5'4", into his golden ratio? Let's see what he has. It was 68%, almost 70. So he can get like, 78 or close to 8 out of 10, easily. But if he got above that, then he got some skills, good social skills. So social skills is the best thing ever. Social skills is the thing that the naturals and the high value naturals have that the industry does not have. You're all taught by autistic sociopaths. I'm not autistic or sociopathic. I'm a psychopath. But you've been taught by delusional sociopaths. That's why they have no testimonials. They believe what they teach is the truth of the game. They don't discard shit. I discard all the time. I discard, I cut. It's always field tested and split tested. So yes, the whole industry is a revolving door industry. You're sheep. You see the infield, you turn into sheep. You worship. And when you take Justin Eller's course, right, for example, and you have Brad Kiss bullshit in there, most of you will not get laid because they don't have two tall white guys bringing in the leads. They're just going to be like a few Toronto students, a few Tinder closes, no big deal. Toronto is easy. You guys won't get any results. I feel sorry for those that are dumb enough to purchase the course. Would you be poisoned by Bradicus's bullshit with 0 lay testimonials, lower than Jan Lifestyle? Jan has 1 lay testimonials for his products, 0 for Daygame coaching. But Bradicus has 0 for his products and 2 for his immersion when he was teaching with Justin Mark and some Luis fucking Latino guy and him. So Bradicus is one of the worst coaches ever because he has no game. He's just a tall white guy with a high golden ratio. It's not about the hairline because he's thinning up here. So am I. But the guys who have thinning hair or they shave off all their hair, even though they have hair, they just want to pretend to be bald. They're not. They just have a high golden ratio. Hair does not matter as much as you think. It doesn't. It doesn't. They make it seem like it's important. It's a death sentence. It's bullshit. I have plenty of students that got results, girlfriends, everything. It's all about the race, the height, the golden ratio, your social skills, your body language, your emotional intelligence, or emotional control, autism reduction. It has nothing to do with all this other shit. It's not looks theory. It's not black pill. It's not maxilla. It's not jawline angle. It's all bullshit. It's all social skills. Emotional control, being chilled. Body language. Exactly like the 5'4" Filipino guy. The game, if you just focus on those 3 and you don't focus on game, you got 75%, 7.5. You don't even need game. So the naturals, their game is not the strongest, but they're masters of social skills, social calibrations, emotional intelligence, and their game is okay because they can compensate that way. Hope that makes sense because they got perfect everything. They're born with it. Their neural pathways are perfect for the naturals. They can connect to the universe because their body language is like antenna. And they can go up there and down to her brain and read her emotions. They're narcissistic, but they cannot really connect. But they can connect up there and down there and back to their brain, like the internet. Neuralink. That's the secret of game. What about age? I'm 58 years old, right? I still get IOIs. Can I get results? My student, right, who got a girlfriend, 6 ladies, and a blowjob, right? Remember that old man? He's 50 years old. He's unstoppable at game. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. A bald guy. Why did I not post their testimonials? Because it's fun. You have no idea how many video testimonials of tall bald students or short bald students or 50-year-old students I got. So let's take a look at him before I go. I have to get going. So I'm just going to go back to my site. Okay. So let's look up Kaizen. If a 50-year-old man can get laid under my coaching in Daygame, and he also in Portugal, he pulled, you almost got laid if he stayed for 2 more days. Spanish countries are easier for white people, especially Bradicus. Bradicus. Online training, Kaizen. I'm going to show you a 50-year-old man got laid under my training in Daygame, and he was fucking like a killer of game. How many video testimonials have I not posted? I only posted 50 something. There's another 50 video testimonials coming, even if I have to read the screenshots. 50. So that means 100. So fuck you all. You can say whatever you want. You can hate on me, but I've beaten all your coaches. You know that. So, and the old man is like 2 out of 10 in looks, but he's white, and he wears my fashion. Now he's wearing even better fashion. Here's a 40-year-old man who's not good looking. That's his friend. He banged a 20-year-old with Kaizen. He's balding. He's tall. He's 6'6", but he's balding. So this is the other guy. He pulled this woman who wasn't into him. I teach him how to be husband material, how to string her along. Look at him. He's a bald guy, no hair. He's like 2 out of 10 in looks, chubby. He banged a woman way above his look scale, and her status is high. She's actually, I cannot say, but she's very high position in a different country in Europe. She might be somewhere, somebody who can get me killed. That's why I have to be careful when I post about her. She can have me assassinated, that high power. A guy can get someone like that. What the fuck? My student. He banged her 6 times, he turned into a girlfriend. Husband material frame, a new husband material lock-in process. This is new technologies that Justin Wing does not understand. And he showed me a picture of the lay. I censored it here. I also showed it here. YouTube cannot like do anything in the video because I censored it. See, but here's the lay. I mosaicked. He also got a separate blowjob too. So about the 50-year-old, like I said, do you guys get it? It's not about the age. It's not about the looks. It's about 20 out of 35. 20 out of 35. Yes, you can get results. But he's also losing weight now. He's dressing better. He's wearing all Versace suits, and he's wearing the Versace ring and necklace. He is raising his money, and he's building a social media, like small celebrity kind of thing. On top of that, on his Instagram is fucking killer. He has one of the best Instagram for all my students. He's always around hot women all the time. So yeah, pre-selection. So like I said, he's going to be another fucking testimonial. You can't, maybe I'll make his thing into a documentary. You're going to be like, what the fuck? Like, this guy is amazing. Kaizen student, white. White is right. I told you, it's not about looks. It's about race and height. And when he was 5'7" without the elevator shoes, you know how much results he got? He got rejected every single time. What happens when he wears elevator shoes? He did not get rejected. Isn't that weird? He was angry at me one day. He's like, John, why am I getting rejected for one day? And John, I was like, well, were you wearing your blazer? Well, yeah. Were you wearing your pants? No, but I had to wash it. Okay. Were you wearing your elevator shoes? And I was like, no. I thought I don't need it anymore. I was like, you need it, you fucking short fucking piece of shit, old fucking asshole. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. Yes, sir. He does it. And you can see what happens when he does exactly what I say. He doesn't mind me calling him ugly. He doesn't. That's him. Okay. He's wearing exactly my same fashion. I tell students, brown shoes, elevator shoes, bald head. So you're saying bald equals ugly. Whoever told you that is lying through their fucking teeth. They're trying to spin everything. Because he's German, he's bald, and also in other countries, he's bald. I'm about to close. The guy who's 2 out of 10 looks. It's not looks. It's height, it's race, it's social skills, and social calibrations. Don't you guys get it? That's the truth. It's not looks. Looks don't matter as much as you think. Golden ratio matters. Height matters. Fashion matters. Positive stereotype matters. Evolutionary psychology. You've been brainwashed. Okay, that's all I say. It's too long here. And for my haters, good. I'm going to keep attacking direct game later. I'm too busy. Too much students to teach. I'm going to get more testimonials, and nobody else is going to get late testimonials in Daygame during COVID-19. You guys can hate all you want, but it's okay. Sometimes I think my haters are my biggest fans because they're willing to watch my shit. And maybe some of them already got results under my training, even if they're haters. They may not tell me that, but they probably got laid under my training. So it's okay. A lot of people don't like I yell at them a lot during the training. That's all I say. Hope you guys learned something.